Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh. Well, the mom talk era is in its death throes. And so the last semblance of clout they can get out of this whole thing, they're going to do it. So Jessi Draper goes on Call Her Daddy. It's the worst podcast on planet Earth, by the way. I'm just saying to me. But it is a popular podcast. We'll give it that. Goes on there and is like now going on the defensive against her husband filing divorce. She's ready to drop all the tea. But in the end, she's got way more to lose. So let's talk about it. All right, so this podcast is really long, an hour and 20. So we're going to go through it, though. I cannot. This is important. Because these are influencers, and I hate stupid influencers. Most of the influencers out there who are in this type of space, beauty influencers, mom influencers, like influencers for influencer's sake, none of them are good. And I'm talking about the influencers who, like, don't do anything. Like, do you have a talent that... I can even understand if she had an influencing because she could do hair at Jizz Hair Salon or something like that, you know? But they don't. They literally just live life online, clap back at people, and do shitty dances. That's all they are for the world. And it doesn't do anything for us. We are all worse off for having them in our lives. Okay? Mom talk is a scourge on society. If aliens came and they saw this shit, we would be eviscerated. And we would deserve it. Okay? Because this represents humanity. Right? And I'm so over this crap. These people are so terrible in every way. But it's also drama. And that's why people watch it. Let's be real. Okay? So Jessi here is going to go on Call Her Shaddy. And Call Her Shitty. She's going to talk about the blackmail, the orgies, and the escorts. Now, her husband, everybody hates him. That's including me. His facial features are too close together. He's a clout goblin like all the other dad talk guys. I call it mom cock instead, though. They're all clout goblins, right? These are all men who have been left without purpose, let's say. Their wives make all the money. Their wives are famous. They sit at home with full-time nannies, full-time house assistants. They don't have any ambitions. When you take a man's ambition or will to live, or the reason why a man exists, which is to protect, to provide, and be those things, they turn into these little baby bitches. Okay? They turn into clout goblin little crack asses. I hate them all, and they're all douchebags. Every single one of them. The women are douchebags as well, but the men, doubly douchebaggy. And the thing is, people are out there like, you know what? We stand Connor, which is Whitney's husband, who cheated on her. Okay, so the best of dad talk is the guy who cheated on his wife. That's what they're telling you. He does magic now, so he's a good gay. He does magic, and he supports Whitney in all her dreams. So you're telling me if I cheat on my wife, it's okay as long as I support her dreams. Is that what you're telling me? Again, the best of dad talk, the one that doesn't get the hate, is Connor, who is clearly gay. Okay, he's the one who gets the least amount of hate, but still did the dirty. Okay, so like none of these people are good. My whole point in saying all this is that none of them are good. You should be watching none of them. But it's a conversation we need to have because these are the people who represent humanity to the aliens. Okay, and we need better representation. I know there are some great influencers out there who make a ton of money and they do cool things, crafts, or they tell you how to live or budget, or here's some cool fashion advice and all. I like that stuff. At least they're giving something. None of these women or their husbands do anything good for society. Okay? None of them. Don't ever forget it while we watch this. But the reason I said Jessi has a lot more to lose in this scenario is because she does. Jordan will be forgotten. If you went away for a week, no one will remember him. Okay? Mom talk is a pretty popular thing. We're in 5 seasons, which has now been canceled, of pure, unadulterated drama between middle-aged women who act like teenagers. Okay, that's literally all they do. But it is popular nonetheless. Okay, but she has way more to lose here. The show is not going to carry on without Taylor Frankie Paul, and they'll try it for a season or two, and no one will watch it. She's the drama. The show got flagged, green flagged when she got arrested. They all knew about it. It was bringing drama, and so they rewarded her for it. But none of them are watching for these girls. They're just they're supporting artists, right? They're supporting actors. No one gives a shit about Jessi and Jizz hair. She has a way more to lose here because she's going to give all the tea here on this guy. And apparently it's pretty crazy. And then he's going to do it to her. And they both are shitty assholes, okay? They both are literal skin wrinkles. They're both literally stink wrinkles, both of them, okay? But she's got way more to lose because he's going to drop the T on her now, and it's going to be, as bad. Apparently she cheated too. So they're all just cheaters. But the thing about the commentary and the comments on all this is that they hate him just because he is a douche, and he is, right? But they're like, well, she cheated and he cheated, but hers doesn't really count. That's what you're seeing here. That's the thing. Why do you watch these people? For the drama, right? I get it, for the drama, but let's watch it and see what she has to say. But again, I stand by my point. She has a lot more to lose here. And now he's got a big green flag to go tell everybody all her dirty secrets. So here we go. Let's do it.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give some context.
Hey, I wear jogging pants.
Before you watch the interview of when this episode was recorded. It is
Can we bring back just dressing classy? Can we do that? No? Okay. I get being comfortable. But you're in I think she's the top female podcaster on planet Earth. Can you just try? I'm just begging.
Currently Friday, March 20th in the early afternoon, and so much is happening with Secret Lives. So if any news breaks over the weekend, we are not avoiding the topic. It's just we already recorded the episode and we weren't privy to that information. So enjoy the episode.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is
Daddy Gang, right? Literally Daddy Ganging here. Clock at T.
your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Jessi Draper, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you.
Isn't this one that's really mad about all her plastic surgery? She doesn't look that bad. She said she was very, very upset with her plastic surgery. She looks fine here.
It has been such a crazy time for the secret lives of Mormon wives right now. Obviously, there have been some really traumatic headlines. And to be clear, you were booked to come on Call Her Daddy before any of the Taylor Frankie Paul news broke. Originally, the plan was to talk about your own journey, and we're...
their journeys. That's another excuse that they all say. They talk about, they just want someone to be I relate to you. If you can relate to this, you're a shitty person. I need you to know that. If this is something you aspire to be, or this is your life, you're shitty. Just so you're aware, okay? My story is my story. I want everybody to know my story. Your story is you're an asshole, okay? And you stir up drama like a 15-year-old high schooler. And you're like a 38-year-old lady. That's what you want. I'm raising awareness to douchebaggery. Well, success.
Going to do that today, but we do need to acknowledge what's going on right now with your co-stars Taylor and Dakota. So last week, a recent domestic violence report from February came to light. And as that news was breaking, then a disturbing video from a 2023 altercation between Taylor and Dakota was released.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours later, Taylor's season of The Bachelorette was canceled.
Boom. And man, are people pissed. The dudes on that show, the one guy who won it, he's, I think, gearing up to sue ABC and Disney. They got them right before they canceled. They got a lot of them to sign $500,000 non-disclosures. This is alleged, by the way. $500,000 non-disclosure agreements, paying them $500,000 to keep their mouth shut about the whole thing. That's why. Why not just let it out there? The show's over. Who cares if it all gets out there? You were going to put it out there anyway, right? But I'm not sure Doug, the guy who won, did sign. And these guys would be actually dumb to sign because they could make that much and more just getting out there in the world and telling the story. But $500,000, who's turning that down? Nobody's turning that shit down. You're signing on the dotted line for $500,000 in your pocket? Pfft, you are. But you're also eliminating the possibility of you talking about it on social media and growing your platform from it. So whatever, $500,000 doesn't really matter. But they are pissed about this. Good.
The footage is really hard to watch, especially because there is a child involved. I imagine this was really upsetting for all of the cast.
Was it upsetting for them all? Well, not enough, because they still continued to grow their platform and their rising star with Taylor Frankie Paul, knowing she did all that. Knowing who she was, knowing that it was ongoing. Okay, this isn't just a one-time event. They know that this is who she is, because Taylor Frankie Paul likely told everybody too. They're all very close. They knew this. So I don't want to hear you know what? If we would have known, we wouldn't have done that. You did do it, and you did know. And I've been saying this since day one, since the arrest video that I did on my channel. Go back and watch it. We all knew that this was bad. We all knew. Just because it was written down on paper didn't make it any less bad. But it does, because when you do see it, it did cancel everything. And so if they would have seen it before, would they have gone on with it? I bet you they would have.
Prior to the release, did you know this video existed?
I did. Obviously, back in 2023, we knew what had happened, and we knew there was a video, but like, we never saw it. It was like the police had it and they talked about it, and we all just were like, okay, I don't like to judge someone in their darkest moment, you know? Like,
right. I do, and you should. It's your darkest moment. You should be judged for it. We're all going to be judged for our... Because what you do during your darkest moments does indicate who you really are. Okay? Judge people during... Shut up.
I don't want to judge the person, I'll judge the mistake. And Taylor really has made a lot of changes, and that's what's so hard.
Has she? That's a lie as well. So she's lying. Because the reason this all resurfaced is because in February she did it again. Scratched neck, strangled with a necklace allegedly, and apparently there's more footage. And they're all talking about the drama and all the footage that they've seen. It's more and more and more. She has not made any changes. Stop.
For me, is like, this is my real friend, and she does have a really good heart, and I love her so much.
Shut
that
up.
video is like so hard because it's just, there's so much pain underneath the surface for Taylor, and I tell her this all the time that
It's not Taylor's fault. It is. And I'm not putting up with this bullshit. Okay? Taylor's fault. That was 100% Taylor's fault. All of it. She is hammered, comes home, starts fighting, throwing stools. Not one, not two, but three. And then the cop, you should see the extended footage. The cop comes in and is like, okay, we're not doing this. And she's like ignoring him. She's treating him like shit. And like she is just a terrible person. She threw the chair, hit her kid's crying. And she does nothing but continues to fight with. It's like she does not give a shit about her kids. So I don't want to sit here and cry. You don't get to cry about this. But Taylor was having a dark moment. Yeah. She's probably partying with you guys before she got home, actually.
it's not who Taylor is.
It actually is who Taylor is. So stop lying.
She got caught in a really bad cycle, and
Yeah.
just seeing that video, and yes, the child being...
Would you say the same thing about a man who did that? And we all know the answer. You wouldn't. What if your ex-husband who you're about to throw under the bus just got in a really bad cycle? These are his darkest moments. Are you judging him during his darkest moments? Like, listen to yourself, okay? Stop. Stop right now. Stop giving excuses for abusers. Because you're about to talk about your abuser on this channel, but she's the abuser accused and seen with evidence that we have all with our eyes, and you're still like, you know what? It's a cycle. It was a cycle. You. Okay? Because no, I'm sick of this double standard bullshit. Again, you would never say that about a guy who did that. Never.
Is awful, and everyone involved, like, is really hard. But Taylor's such a good person, and she's
not.
Some mistakes, and so is Dakota. And I'm not saying any of it's right, but I know Taylor is a person, and it's so easy to speculate about these people on a reality show. I think when you watch it, like, we're characters, we're not real people, but this is our real lives. And I've seen Taylor.
It's not your real lives. It's absolutely scripted. Shut the fuck up.
In her darkest moments, holding her, crying. Like, I've been there for it, so I know what goes on behind the scenes. And I want this to be maybe a wake-up call for them. And let's get them healthy and happy and move forward. And I believe people can come back from things like this. And I just want the kids to be safe and happy and healthy. That's all I really want for them right now.
Well, that's not going to happen when she's in their life, so. And you know it. And you're on the show 4 seasons. We see how unhinged she is and how mad you guys all get at her every single day. She's a toxic asshole, and you guys have been around her, and she let her rub off on you.
I'm curious because, like, now seeing the footage, like you said, like, you knew there was something, and people had read the reports, and obviously they came back from it, but seeing it, has it made you reevaluate the manner in which this relationship and everything has been handled to date with the two of them?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew it was a toxic cycle. Don't get me wrong. Like, you saw her in season 4 and how she was dealing with that, and us kind of being like, Taylor, what are you doing? But...
Exactly. She just admitted it. She's like, it was just, so was it a moment or was it not a moment? Was it just a toxic cycle then? Now it's is it a toxic cycle every 2 months? Is it always something toxic? It's always toxic. So you don't get to be like, oh, it was just a moment. It was a moment of weakness. No, because you're just admitting here it's all the time. So shut up.
Now, no one knew the extent. And Taylor herself has said to us, like, I didn't want to tell anyone the extent. And I think anyone in that situation knows that, like, it's so easy just to be like, everything's fine. Like, I've been there too. So yeah, none of us really knew the extent. And now finding out all these details, it's been hard, for sure.
How is this impacting the group as a whole right now?
It's canceling their shit. That's for sure, which is awesome.
So me and the girls, we did decide to stop filming when we found this out because we were starting to hear things a little bit before it leaked, and we just didn't want to be filming and say the wrong thing on camera, not knowing the full story yet. And we didn't want to, like, have to process all this information for the first time and then also be speaking about it, you know? So...
Right, because it's so real, though. You just told me that these are your real lives. So is it or not? So what you just told us was we didn't want to speak it on camera until we knew everything. Well, that's everything you need to know. What they were telling you, and we saw the article about the Zoom call, is that the production was like, we're not talking about this. And they didn't want to get on camera talking about their first impressions of it all because that would be bad. Right? Listen to this. So it's not real, is what you're hearing. Okay? Reality television is not real, folks.
We just thought, like, for everyone's mental health, let's take a beat and let's not film right now. And that's probably the best thing for everyone in this situation.
Yeah. Can you also clarify, like, I know that we read that a decision at first was made by executives to pause filming the upcoming season of Secret Lives that you're in the middle of filming. And then, yes, the cast did. So, like, what led to the first pausing?
So we had a first pause that was from production. And I think I have to say, like, everyone before I went on reality TV was like, be careful, producers are slimy. That may be the case for some people. I genuinely love my production like their family. Love them. So production network, they have been incredible to us. And they paused things for a minute because I think they were like, whoa, like we care about you guys as people. Then we picked back up.
No, they don't.
And then, just to clarify, like, was that when the initial recent domestic violence?
No, this was when we found out he filed a police report. So this was before it broke, though. So they were like, for everyone's mental health, like, let's...
this has nothing to do with the chair or stool throwing stuff. This is the new one, which people seem to be glossing over for some reason. This is the new one.
And then when news broke, or actually like a little bit before news broke, but we knew it probably was going to, us girls decided. So we went to production and the network, and they were all so supportive. And they were like, we totally get it. You guys come first. They handled it so well. And because of that, I feel like we all felt comfortable being like, you know what, this is our real lives. And if we want this show to continue to be successful, we have to handle this the right way.
And what's the right way?
Were you shocked at all when you heard he did file another domestic violence?
Yes, because I'm sure there are situations in the past where he could have and didn't. And same with her. So...
listen to what she's saying. She's like, there was lots of times you should have done it, but you never did. But she's changed. She's done the work. She's put it in. It's her truth.
Because of that, I was like, why now? But I don't know the reason behind it. Everyone's kind of speculating on that, but I think maybe...
I know what she thinks. It's because The Bachelorette was about to drop and she wanted to stop it. That's what they're saying. You know what? I don't give a shit. Maybe. Good.
He had hit a limit. Maybe. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea.
When the cast then did make the decision, obviously, once you guys heard the video was going to come out...
Yeah.
Who like brought the girls together? Like, who was the person to raise this to you guys? Like, what were those conversations like?
Honestly, it was us as a whole. We're all in a group message. So we were just like, hey, let's jump on a Zoom call. And we all got on a Zoom call, and even Whitney was on it, even though she's not like in our lives every single day anymore. And we all just kind of talked about it as a whole. And we're like, hey, how's everyone feeling? Pulse check. How do you want to handle this? And we all were unanimously on the same page.
That's great. But there were no disagreements?
No.
There's a screenshot going around social media where Taylor called Dakota many times in one night. And in the middle of that, Jordan called and spoke to Dakota. What do you know about that conversation?
I have to say that, like, in my marriage, it felt like Dakota was the other woman. Like, Dakota and Jordan are so in love.
And she's just here to throw her husband under the bus. This stuff, she just has to get out of the way so she can throw her husband under the bus, which is fine. Jordan probably deserves it. His features on his face are too close together. He looks like a weirdo.
So he was on the phone with Dakota all the time. So he was with him when he filed the police report. He went over to his house and he was with him the whole time. And he, I think, has been in cahoots with Dakota throughout this whole thing.
Cahoots. About getting his friend to file a police report for more. It's all Jordan's fault now. In
those heightened moments, how would you handle, because at the time this was your husband, like him being loyal to Dakota and you being loyal to Taylor?
That has been the struggle of my life the last 2 years. He's best friends with Dakota, I'm best friends with Taylor. So it's really, really hard.
Why would you be best friends with someone who is like that, though? Isn't it smart for you to like release yourself from that and not be around that? That's toxicity. Why would you want to be around that? Nah.
Something ironic, me and Taylor, our birthdays are a day apart. But
Taylor and I.
Dakota's and Jordan's are a day apart. So like same signs. And I'm a lot like Taylor, he's a lot like Dakota.
It's signs. Yeah. Totally manifested.
So weird. So this dynamic has been tricky. I would hear things from Jordan and Dakota, and I would just kind of like take it with a grain of salt. And then I would hear things from Taylor. At the end of the day, my loyalty is with Taylor because she's my friend. But it was hard because my husband was in the middle of a lot of it.
Your loyalty is with Taylor, even though Taylor's the one who was doing the... So, just unadulterated, unmitigated loyalty to someone who is a domestic abuser. Again, if it was a guy doing it, would you be their friend? I don't think so. Like, listen to this shit. Terrible.
And when you say the past 2 years, like what was that shift? What changed in the past 2 years?
Just because we got really close with them 2 years ago when they were still together. And so we were like kind of couple friends. We're filming this show together, and then all of a sudden they break up. And then me and Jordan go through our thing last year, and that like bonded Dakota and Jordan even more.
And I think their thing means that she cheated on Jordan.
And then me and Taylor even more.
Do you have
Taylor and I
any idea what all this means for the next season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
It's over.
I don't know, because right now we're on a film pause. I feel like all of us right now are just trying to like be like, hey, we're human beings first, and let's figure that out, and then we'll get back to filming the show.
Nope.
Clearly there's no shortage of drama in our lives, so if we get another season, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
See, that's all she cares about. We need drama to have a good season of television. Yeah. See, like, imagine living your life like this. You have children. You literally have children. Grow them up.
What do you think, obviously, because of all of this coming out, like, if you did resume filming, you're going to have to talk about all of this. Like, what do you think it would take for you to feel comfortable to start filming again?
I think now we're at a point where we're like, okay, the world knows and like the info's out there. And so, you know, now we're good and we can speak on the things we know and we can talk about it in a real way rather than before we were like, we don't even know if this is going to get out. So we didn't know if we could even talk about it when we were filming. Now we can.
This is the first time in the history of The Bachelorette that the show was pulled right before the premiere.
Yeah.
What was your reaction when you found out?
I wasn't super surprised because I felt like there was a lot of discourse online that they probably needed to. But I have to say, I saw Taylor during that journey and she was a different person. I genuinely feel like she needed to get away from Dakota. She stepped into like a really confident, amazing era. I saw her twice and I was like, your aura is different. Your energy is different. And
shut up. Aura and energy and signs and rocks and gems and vibrations. Shut up. Also, Doug was reaching out and saying stuff publicly, and this is all alleged, but Taylor was just messaging. She was living a double life, they were saying on set. She would do the show, and then she'd be chatting with Dakota and texting with him and having arguments with him and all this. She was living a double life, and that's why everybody's pissed about it, because she wasn't taking it seriously. I mean, it's a reality television show, so... It's just, all this should prove to you people that this shit isn't real. And the fact that you think it is crazy.
It was like the old Taylor again. So I like am so sad because I really wanted people to see that side of Taylor. And maybe one day they will, who knows? But I just felt like it was such a good experience for her. And I'm really sad because it was very wholesome and dramatic, but amazing. So
did you have
wholesome. Wholesome
heads up, or did you find out when the news broke?
No, I found out when the news broke. Yeah. I was dancing with Sasha from Dancing with the Stars. We were doing a little dance lesson and my friend was with us and she goes, pause, breaking news. And I was like, what? So yeah.
And when that happens, you just immediately go to the group chat? Like, what were all the other women
Taylor
saying?
was calling me. So I had 2 missed calls from her and I was like, oh shit. So I like answered and she was just like, how are you? The thing about Taylor is she's always checked. Like she has her own shit going on. So sometimes she's like not very present, but she does care about her friends. So she was like, how are you doing? I just heard. And I was like, how are you doing?
So how is she doing?
I actually talked to her right before I came in here and she seemed pretty positive today.
Taylor is over. It's awesome.
And I think she knows that this is going to be a long and scary journey. And the thing about Taylor, she always tells the truth. You know, she's known for that. And I think she's going to handle this in the best way possible. And I think she's taking a beat to figure that out. She's not just running to TMZ and leaking stories. So I think that's the right way to go about it.
Right. So you just said that the wrong way to go about it is to go somewhere, some rag, and leak stories. That's what you just said. You said with your own words, that's the wrong way to deal with things. And so what are you doing here then, if it's the wrong thing to do? Interesting, hey?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
TMZ is having like
The best week ever.
literally a renaissance. Like TMZ is like, we are so back.
That's so true.
Obviously, there's a lot of speculation online that people close to Taylor have been leaking things to the press, or people close to Dakota or Dakota himself. Like, have you heard anything about, and do you know of anyone leaking anything?
It's probably Jordan.
I don't know who it is, but if I had to guess, it's Dakota. For
So
sure.
do you think Dakota sold the video to TMZ?
Yeah.
Worth a lot of money. TMZ, again, has raked in millions of dollars from the story. So, you know, maybe Dakota thought it's over for him. And he's like, here's my last chance to make a little bit of money. Like a twat. And he did it. But I'm glad he did. I really am glad he did, if it was him. Who cares who did it? What matters is that we have the truth now.
Think about him selling that to TMZ. Why do you think he did it now? Because he's been holding on to that for 3 years.
Everyone's speculating about the timing. Could be it. I definitely think that has something to do with it. I don't know if he was like holding it over her head for that long. Maybe they were doing that to each other. I have no clue like the ins and outs, but I just think the timing is a little crazy. So
When is the last time you spoke to Dakota?
Probably 2 weeks ago. He was at my house a lot because of him and Jordan's dynamic. So through all of this, he's actually been at my house quite often. Just like I was never like engaging, but he was like around Jordan. So yeah, probably 2 weeks ago.
And how were those conversations?
I didn't hear a lot of them. I tried to stay out of it.
You damned liar. You weren't spying for Taylor, your best friend? Shut up. You're such a liar.
I'm like, I'm Taylor's friend, you know, but Jordan and him love to gossip.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
You don't?
With everything that's come out in the past few days, do you think Mom Talk will survive this?
That is the only time that this phrase
Let's hope not.
applies. And I actually don't know. We're falling apart over here.
I know.
Nice face.
Oh, I think it's like there's the Taylor and Dakota thing, which has been really hard because I think you're right. It's like we're seeing people online being like, this feels so beyond reality TV. Like, this is stuff that, like, we shouldn't be able to see this.
Yeah.
Like, this is not something that we should be able to consume just so casually on the internet, pick up these videos. Then on top
Then don't make yourself a public figure.
of that, like you just said, Taylor's asking you on the phone, girl, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Because there's something serious going on in your life also. The news just broke that Jordan filed for divorce.
Yeah.
Can you set the record straight? Who ended things in the relationship?
So I actually found out that he filed through TMZ. They texted me, and I was here in LA, and I get a text, hey, we just saw Jordan filed for divorce. How are you doing? And they're like, it's TMZ. And I was like, I did end it with him. So I knew it was coming, but we had made an agreement to do it together, and he blindsided me and filed because he wanted the headline first.
Imagine this is your life. Ugh. Ew. Icky, icky dickies.
Okay, hold on. Finding out about your divorce.
Remember what she just said, like going to TMZ and stuff and like leaking stuff bad, but going to Call Her Daddies, it's just the same thing. It's just a tea podcast, the same as TMZ. It's the same as TMZ. What's the difference? He beat me to it. Now I have to get my thing out, and then
on TMZ. Yeah. In that moment when you got that text, how did you feel?
My heart sunk because we agreed to tell our children together before filing, and we haven't done that.
Your children aren't looking at TMZ though, so you can still tell them together. So okay.
Including his daughter, who's like 13 years old. And
she found out through TMZ.
I don't know if he told her before, but we had made the agreement to like tell our kids together, and we didn't. And luckily they're young, but just kind of like a betrayal, you know? And I had this huge packet of paperwork to fill out on like how to divide assets and furniture and cars and houses. And we had to fill it out to file. So he went ahead and just did all of that without me. So I have no idea what he put in there. He also did try, I found out from my lawyer this morning, he tried to put a clause in the divorce that I couldn't go on any podcast to talk about him. So sorry, here we are.
Yeah. That's why he went ahead before you. And it's, you know, I'm glad he wasn't successful with that, because no, you should be able to tell your shit. For sure. And don't get me wrong, guys. I don't know Jordan that much. I don't watch the show, but I already don't like this douche. Like to the nth degree. I don't like any of the dad talkers. None of them. Chase especially, that prick. That guy is like enjoyed so much fame, and girls like, you know what? I don't really care if he's got a warrant for his arrest. He's like totally hot and stuff, you know? That guy has 3 arrests for DUIs and literally has a warrant for to go to and just miss court. He's gonna end up in prison or dead. So what a douche. But all these guys, there's not one amongst them that isn't a douche or done some douchebaggery. Not one amongst them. Not. They're all gross.
I didn't sign anything. That would all have to be negotiated, and it was just what he wanted, but it's not going to happen.
What do you think he didn't want you to be able to speak about?
There's a lot. Yeah.
We're going to get into it.
Yes, we will.
Oh my God, like he looked at boobies.
It is also reported that Jordan allegedly filed quickly on Thursday because he did find out that you were coming on Call Her Daddy. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know for sure if he knew, but I think I had told the cast. So the girls knew, and I'm like, did someone tell their husband, you know? Got back to Jordan. But maybe he also just knew I was in LA and speculated, you know? But he was definitely trying to get ahead of something, which is ironic because I'm the one who ended it. I told him on Friday the 13th, so not that long ago. And
again, he's not famous. Like, he's famous, like, to a degree on this stuff, but he's hated famous, right? He's infamous. Again, you have way more to lose here, Jessi, than he does. There was never going to be anything with this guy. He's not going to make it in the world. No one cares about this guy. So you're just like, I guess it's speeding up the process of him becoming a nobody, which is fine. But like, again, you have way more to lose here because you're going to spill all the tea on him, which is great. And we're going to hear it. And then he's going to do it all about you. And I'm here for it too.
I just said I want a divorce. He definitely didn't want it. And now he's the one rushing to do it, which is a little strange.
We're going to get into all of that, of how you...
he gets half of Jizz hair salon.
Told him. First, I need to acknowledge, because literally right before we just sat down, more news broke. It was reported that allegedly Jordan's been involved in some pretty shady behavior for years, including allegedly spending money on escorts with your money.
It's their money. Okay, why is it her money when it's the woman making the money, but it's our money when it's the man making the money? No, if you don't get it both ways. Right? If a woman is staying home and being a homemaker and awesome, which is awesome, by the way, that's our money. Like, my money is my wife's money. She do whatever she wants with it. There's no permission needed. I need permission, for sure, because I have my stupid shit, right? We don't need to ask each other, but there's never a thought in my mind that my money is my money. My money is our money, okay? We make decisions together. It's our money. It is. So, like, why is the script flipped when it's her bringing in the bucks, right? It's still his money. They're married. It's their money. Like, I don't understand that. That double standard is bullshit. Do you want equality or not?
What is your response to that?
So it's funny because...
Again, I agree that you shouldn't be spending your money together on prostitutes. I agree with that. I know I glossed over that part, but you know what I'm saying? It's again, your money. No. That's your money together. You're in a relation. You're in a marriage. That's the marital money. And again, he's going to take half that shit. I promise you. I don't think he's getting a Jizz hair salon because I'm pretty sure that was hers before she brought it into the marriage. And I think on the show, if you watch it, he didn't sign a prenup or something, and she let some information go about some weird prenup thing that he didn't sign, and so he went right away to get it done because he didn't want to have to, like, she's effed, basically. She's effed, and he's going to be trying to get custody and everything. This is a guy who is an asshole, and he's going to try his best to destroy her, just like Dakota's doing to Taylor Frankie Paul, which Taylor Frankie Paul deserves it.
When he filed the divorce, I ended it, and it's, irreconcilable differences is what we're saying.
Irrecognizable.
But he put in the papers that we ended it because I had an affair. And he's talking about Marciano, the person I kissed a year and a half ago. That's what he put as the reason. And I was like, what?
Well, if that's the reason he's going to give, he wants to divorce you because of that reason, that's okay too. He's allowed to give that as a reason. But she's like, I kissed Marciano. And isn't she the one that falsely accused Marciano or something like that? Is that what I don't know. They all look the same and talk the same. I don't know which one's which.
We've worked through that. It's already been proven on TV that I didn't sleep with them, so crazy.
Yes, but kissing someone is cheating on them. So I think we would agree on that. Yes? No? Okay.
But the ironic thing about that is I do have proof and screenshots that when season 1 dropped, I had an escort service reach out to me, and they sent me screenshots of his phone number and messages, and he was trying to meet up with them. He got a hotel room, and I have all of that. And so he's, I protect.
Ew. Why do I want to sleep with escorts, man? Like, I don't like her, and she's probably a douchebag, but she's very attractive. Like, I know the plastic surgery helps and stuff, but what is wrong with these men? The F is wrong with you? Like, these women, I don't know. Like, don't they all swing too? Like, they allow you to do some things? I don't know. But again, ooey gooey, disgusting. Don't go sleep with an ooey gooey prostitute. You're gonna get the ooey gooeys on your taint. Don't do that. Ooey gooey. Also, aren't those services supposed to be like very discreet? Isn't that the whole point of them? Damn. And now he's gonna drop the name of the escort, and they're gonna be screwed because they're like, wow, we're gonna tell everybody. You imagine? All these people are so evil in their hearts, all of them. And you stand these people. You are fans of them.
To him through all the Marciano.
Not you, but I say you as the idiots who do.
Stuff, and he denied it to me when I brought it to him, and he said, we're in Hollywood now. People are going to try to do this to tear us apart. It's probably AI, but it wasn't. It was real.
How did you find out it was real?
Someone messaged me, and she works for the escort service, and she called me and was like, I work for this. You can look into it.
Now he's going to sue the escort service, which is fine.
She sent me so much proof. So
she's so confident that there's proof, but it's probably not what she thinks it is.
You can't.
And I agree. He probably did do these things, but the proof, unless it's literally a peen and a vein, then you're like, maybe he didn't go through it. You chickened out. He could say a million things. They're both going to have very high priced lawyers to fight this because there is millions and millions of dollars up for grabs here. And he's not just really about the money for this weird face looking little dude. It's literally about destroying her because that's what he's all about. So this is going to get crazy messy.
Confirmed by speaking to this woman that he was involved with escorts.
Yeah, and she sent the screenshots, and it's his phone number. She wouldn't have known his phone number. Like, I literally have it.
What kind of proof was she showing you?
Just the messages he had sent and his phone number being attached. Also, she said this happened while he was in Texas, and he was in Texas doing summer sales at the time. And this was before we filmed the show, so no one would have.
So this guy's been banging prostitutes. Go get yourself screened as well there, Jessi. Please. Again, you don't want the ooey gooeys in the nether regions. You should get yourself checked. And then if something has come up positively, then you could sue him for that.
Known that. So,
do you know after that moment if he continued with other escorts?
I don't know, but I do know that literally like a month ago, my sister was out to dinner with her husband, and a friend of his came up to them, and he's like, hey man, like, how are you doing? And he's like, by the way, are Jessi and Jordan still married? And they were like, yeah, why? And he goes, I go to these parties, and he's always there. And especially when they had their daughter, he was there a lot. That was like the time he was, being seen. So,
orgies.
I don't have proof of those, but that's what I've heard.
When you hear that, like, where does your...
Ew, you're just going to go to someone in a restaurant who's a brother of someone and be like, hey, I was at an orgy and I saw your brother there. Is that really? Come on. Ew. Why do people partake where their ooey gooey is about? Are you not scared of the ooey gooeys? Not enough people are scared of the ooey gooeys. Let's be real. Imagine the smells.
Your head go.
You know what's so messed up is my sister told me this like a few weeks ago, and she was like, I'm so sorry, like expecting me to cry. And I was like, you know what? This was like my final straw. Like, I needed to do this.
That's your
to,
final
like,
straw.
Be okay with
not,
like, moving
not
on.
the prostitutes. So she knew season 1 this man was engaging with prostitutes. Okay? And didn't divorce him. Why? But that was the last straw, going to Mormon orgies? Okay. And Mormons do that a lot by everybody. They do it. It's gross.
Now looking back, I'm like, you did in a form protect him because you went through this whole scandal of kissing Marciano twice.
Which, by the way, I kissed Marciano like 2 weeks after I found out about the escort stuff. And so I do think that influenced my decision. Not that it was okay, but I protected Jordan.
I wish I knew this Marciano story. It's a pretty big storyline in this. I don't know. So she cheated on camera or something like that with Marciano? Is Marciano like, what does he say? Also, I think that if you caught your husband cheating on you, you should just divorce him. But why go out and cheat? Just divorce him. I mean, I can understand even the justification of being like, well, he cheated, so I'm going to do it. And I can see it's a human thing. I get it. But at the same time, why not just divorce him? Is it because she's going to lose half her shit, right? That's what it is. She's just afraid she's going to lose everything. That's crazy.
And when that all came out.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you find out before season 1 about the escorts.
Yeah.
You start filming season 1.
No, we had filmed season 1. When it dropped, we were in New York. And I found out when it was like live. Season 1 just came out. We're in New York doing press, and that's when I found out.
And he completely
And then you did season 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay. Yeah.
denies the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then you get proof and he continues to deny it.
I showed him the proof, and he was like, "No, like they're gonna try to do this to us."
Then the Marciano thing happens.
And then what did you... and you just believed him?
And you, 2 weeks later, why did you protect him?
Because he denied it, and at the time I did believe him, where I was like,
But now he wants a divorce and I don't believe him anymore. Again, you're saying this stuff on camera. Your lawyer's probably like, punch in the air, you idiot. So you believed him at the time. What changed your mind then? Right? And the lawyer's going to eat you alive on the stand for this, by the way, or during the deposition or whatever it is. Going to eat you alive for saying, well, on this podcast, you came out and said this. Now you just changed your mind all of a sudden because you're angry? You're going to get eviscerated. Your lawyer is literally pissed right now. Just driving in his G-Wagon down the streets like, you idiot! And that's today.
I think I was just putting my head in the sand, and I was like, I don't want to know anything. Like, it's fine. Like, I just really just tried to believe him. And then I did actually kiss someone, so then I felt so guilty. And when this came out, like, I just was like, I have to own it because I did something wrong. I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to, like, deflect.
Jessi Draper, Gagatak Raka, often called Jessi Draper on the show, is a main cast member. Blah, blah, blah. During season 2 of Vanderpump Villa, okay, several slow-motion cast members, including Jessi, appeared as guests. Jessi and Marciano sparked rumors of a connection. They were reportedly seen kissing in public. In the season 2 finale, Marciano told another cast member, Layla, that he and Jessi had slept together and were having an ongoing affair. Okay. Jessi initially denied everything on the show. In season 3, Jessi finally admitted the truth. She had an emotional affair with Marciano. She slept with him. Lots of texting. They kissed twice. She insists they never had sex. This happened while she and her husband Jordan were separated during a rough patch in their marriage. Jessi had said she was terrified it would go public and that the marriage issues she described as emotionally toxic abuse contributed to her actions. Marciano later walked back the "we had sex" claim, saying he lied because he felt used and manipulated. The scandal blew up. The group dynamics, it strained and eventually contributed to Jessi and Jordan's marriage. They tried reconciling after a 90-day separation, but announced divorce. It dragged into, okay, so what he's saying is that we tried to reconcile, but 90 days later he filed divorce, which is what's happening now, or something like that. It dragged into other cast members, especially Demi Eggman, Jessi's former best friend, who was also accused of her own emotional connection with Marciano. Oh, this Marciano guy's a player. It's classic messy reality TV. Did she accuse... Was it her accused? Demi is the one that accused him, not Jessi. Demi accused Marciano brunette, unwanted touch, groping her butt without consent. She made the claim on The Secret Lives. What does this guy look like? Marciano. The hell? Really? This guy? Ew, he looks skeezy. This is the guy that's getting in the pants of all the Mormons? Is he like really funny or something? Looks like a Jonas brother. Like a Temu Jonas brother, because Jonas brothers are cool. You know, he looks like a Temu Jonas brother.
When do you think you stopped believing him?
I think I always did believe it deep down, but
now it's divorce time and I want my money.
And after the way he reacted during the Marciano stuff made me question it, because you know how they say if someone else is hiding something, they're going to accuse you of more. So I think that's what made me realize is I'm like, are you hiding something? So you're like putting it all on me.
Okay, we're going to get to the Marciano thing because I want to go through all of that. But when it is alleged that he was using your money to pay for...
Again, not fair. Their money. That's the marital money. It's their money. Am I wrong about that? Like, if you're in a marriage, I know, and it's weird. If you're in a marriage and you have separate bank accounts, that's weird to me. So I'm just saying, if it was him making all the money, it'd be their money, though, right?
Parties and for escorts.
Yeah.
Can you confirm that?
I mean, it's hard to say. At the time of the escorts, he did work, so it could have been his. But when you're married, everything's both of yours.
Oh, now it's both of yours. Oh!
For the last 3 years, everything has been my money. Like, he does not work. I provide everything.
That's still your money together. What do you mean? No, that's not fair. That's not fair. Sorry. So when he was working, it was your money together. But now that he's not working, you're the only one working. It's only your money. That's not fair.
And so if anything's happened within the last 3 years, it had been my money for sure.
It's your together money. That's an agreement that you've made inside your marriage that you're going to retire your husband, whatever. He doesn't have to work anymore because you make a lot of money. Why don't you continue to make him work then?
And when
What?
this site was saying that he was paying for parties,
Yeah.
what kind of parties do you think he was paying for?
I have
Mormon orgies.
to believe they're orgies, like sex parties.
Oh, so she says I have to believe it.
I don't know what other kind of parties you would pay for. Like, you just go to a party, you know? So that's what I have to believe. I've actually never asked him about this. I've just heard about it. But the funny thing is, I heard through my sister, who heard from someone who was there, and now it's also being reported. So I'm
5 degrees of separation.
like, clearly there's some truth to it.
Do you think
Yeah, so weird to me, man. It's so weird.
any other people in Dad Talk were participating in these orgies?
I have no idea. That's like, I actually haven't even thought about that possibility.
She hasn't even asked him about it. You guys are just making it up. Your lawyer is going to have your ass on a pedestal or whatever. Not on a pedestal, on a chopping block.
But until now, I have no clue.
We're like back to season 1 of
Yeah,
swinging, but
swingers.
worse. We're like, wait.
We're like taking it up a notch, you know?
Wait, was Jessi swinger? Yes, Jessi was partially involved, but not the main Mom Talk swinging scandal. The main swinging scandal, the big viral that started the whole show, the centered on Taylor, Frankie Paul, and Exos, and plus Miranda McWhorter and her husband Chase. Jessi and most of the core cast, like Demi, Layla, blah, blah, denied being part of the group in season 1. They explicitly said they were not involved. Jessi's own admission in season 2 of The Secret Lies More Wives, Jessi admitted she had been involved in the swinging in the past, but it was way before the other scandal. So she's... What do you expect if you bring this shit into your marriage? Expect it's going to be healthy? He just assumed because you let him sleep with other women, you're going to let him sleep with other women then. Once you open up... But I guess they're like, there's rules. Okay.
Have you talked to any of the women about this?
I have only told Macy and Michaela.
What is their response?
They were like, he's disgusting. To be fair, everyone in my life, friends, family, employees, everyone hates him. Like, no one... When I got divorced...
You stayed with him for this many years, but everybody hates him.
Everyone I've told so far has been like, congratulations. Not one person has been like, I'm so sorry.
I was going to say the entire internet is like, thank God she's so free.
Yes, yep.
How has that felt seeing the public...
But let's be real. He is a douche, and thank God, yes. But she holds no blame? None? None? Zero? They're swinging. Then he cheats on her with a prostitute, allegedly, or tried to, and then goes to orgies, which you have no proof of. But then you are swinging, and you also made out with Timu Jonas' brother there while you're out and about. And it's all him. He's the only one to blame for all this. Is that what we're here? Is that what we're saying right now? How about you're both assholes?
Response be so not only just positive to your divorce, but like grateful that you're removing yourself from this.
It was validating in a way because I'm like, okay, I made the right decision, you know? Like, if everyone feels this way, there's got to be a reason. Because I was a little bit in denial for a while. I will say, like, there is a part of me, like, he's getting ripped apart online right now, and I do feel bad. Like, people are, like, talking about his looks, his personality, he'll never date anyone again. And so, like, there is a part of me that, like, I'm like, oh, I just, like... it's not that I chose to break up with him during that because of it, but it just lined up that way. So I do feel guilty, but...
But she's on the show to claim that she broke up first, but she has no evidence of that because he filed for divorce first. So here's the clear story about the premiered March 26th. Jessi Draper was built a successful $1 million business for her hair extension company and brand. Multi-million-dollar business. She and Jordan signed a prenuptial agreement before their 2020 wedding to protect their premarital business assets. In season 4, while Jessi and Jordan are still trying to repair their marriage after an emotional affair with Marciano, Jessi decides to look into the prenup again, partially because she's considering leaving him and also because she's going back to using her maiden name Draper. She discovers that no witness signed the prenup and they originally did it. Jessi panics and breaks down in tears to her castmates, saying the missing witness signature could make the prenup entirely invalid. She fears that in divorce, Jordan would be entitled to half or a large share of everything she's built in the last 5 years of marriage, admitting she could lose millions and it could put her family business and family in a terrible situation.
Do you think he actually won't date anyone ever again?
No.
Like, has he been seeing anyone since...
Ew, who would date this guy after all this anyway? Yucky. He's got the icky stickies though, so no thanks. Yucky. Stay away from this guy.
You guys have been separated in the past few...
Well, it's funny because when I left him, he was like trying to be like, you're probably cheating on me again, you know, because that's his only thing he, you know, blames me about. But I was like, no, this is because I'm not in love with you. This isn't about anyone else. I want to be alone. But I do think he's been talking to people. I've heard that through the grapevine, so.
But now you can...
Who would talk to this guy? That's nasty. I mean, that's a thing. These people have the lowest effing standards on planet Earth. There's women who are sleeping with Dakota after knowing who he. Ew, Chase again. Same Chase. He gets so much love online. This guy is a literal criminal. He drives drunk and high, could kill somebody, and you're like, let's do this. He's my favorite now. Ew, you're gross, Josie Grossy.
See from your energy, you're like, I don't give a
No,
like literally
genuinely.
get away from me.
Yeah.
Have you been in touch with Jordan since he filed?
So he texted me, I think because he knew the news was going to be coming out after I got the TMZ text. And he was like, by the way, I filed, but I didn't know it was going to be public. And I was like, that's funny because you gave him a statement. Like you literally emailed TMZ what to say. So he was like, well, you know, I was advised that it was what was best for me. And I was just like, do not talk to me anymore. We will handle the kids through a third party. He has a history of being emotionally abusive. And so I was like,
I'm going to throw that out there now. Of course.
I'm not going to get into this. So we're done here and we're going to handle the kids through someone else.
Is it true?
Your poor children.
I heard you changed your phone number.
Yeah. He has no clue what it is now. I have my old phone to communicate with him about the kids, but he doesn't know my new phone number. It's going to be very separate now.
How did you decide that was the right decision for you?
Because he's spied on me in the past. Do you want to hear a funny story?
Please.
You know Harry
Of course I do. Let's get the tea.
Jazzy.
Yes.
So we have the same birthday. So last May, this was when me and Jordan are separated. I responded
Jordan and I.
to Harry's story and I was like, oh my gosh, birthday twins. He like voice memos me. And you know how he talks? He's like, you naughty kitten, whatever. He's like,
you naughty little possum.
that's what it was. He was like, how's your birthday going, naughty possum? And I was like, good. How's yours? He's like, great. I'm going on a hike. That's it. Okay. This is an Instagram. I'm in
That's
Europe.
the Harry Jowsey guy that was on Ariel Wood's podcast that she wanted to bang really quickly. And she's like, don't worry, my husband won't care. Ew. Harry Jowsey also has the icky stickies. Guaranteed. Okay. That guy, ew. Yucky.
I get a call at 4 a.m. from Jordan. He's like, do you have to tell me something? And I was like, what do you mean? He went to the links. He hacked my Instagram while we're separated, created a fake phone number to then send himself the audios and then have the phone number say, dude, I think you should know about this. Your wife's cheating on you. So he accused me of cheating on him with Harry Jowsey, said it was someone else. And then I found out it was him. And that's all it was. The audios are so innocent. Like it was just like, hey, how are you?
Jessi, that
Again. She gets to downplay it as much as she wants. But if Harry Jowsey is messaging you in your thing, Harry Jowsey is a slut. Okay, a huge man slut. Go watch. If you don't believe me, go watch the interview with him on Avery Wood's podcast. He is a disgusting slut. So yeah, if Harry Jowsey is messaging your wife, I would agree. I would be a little bit like, what's this about? Ew.
it's insane.
So that's why I got a new phone number because he has done stuff like that. He's tracked me. He's like listened in on my cameras in my house. So he's done stuff like that. So I was like, I have to.
Your house together. It's not. Look at how instantly everything's all hers and nothing's his. Again, that's just not the reality legally. It's not. And I get it. Women want to be like, yes, queen slay, girl boss. But he was in this marriage with you, and he's entitled to half of the shit at minimum what you built together in this marriage, outside of Baby Jizz Hair Salon. Okay, but he's entitled to half of that shit.
Like do things where he can't like look through my stuff.
Wait, how did you find out he was tracking you?
Well, he like has my location, but
Right,
he
right.
like is very weird if I ever turned it off. He's like, why did you turn off your location? Like he's very strange about it.
And with the cameras and all that, like that is
Yeah.
like a full safety issue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like there were times I was on the phone during our separation that he would like repeat conversations back to me, and he's like, I listened in on the camera, and I'm like, oh.
Turn your cameras off. Holy shit, man. Imagine you have to go, like, that's crazy. This guy's crazy.
And now that he's at home, he's unplugged all the cameras, so I can't like do anything.
That's what you should do. Are you serious?
Like I wouldn't try to anyway, but he's calculated.
Like what?
Yeah, he sounds like a conniving piece of shit.
You're like, you're the one paying for escorts. You're the one going to orgy parties, and then his
Allegedly.
paranoia is completely being projected onto you.
And he gets to be the victim,
And you're like, wait, how do you even think of this shit? It's like because he's doing it himself.
Yes. Yep.
Are you still living together in that house?
No. So I left. When I left, I said, we need to figure out what to do with the house. And he was like, well, you can stay in the spare bedroom of the house I paid for.
Again, I'm pretty pissed about this whole talk point. Because if he was the only one working, it would be your bedroom too, not just his. Would you say like that? Like, come on, just be real with the double standards. Just because you're the famous person now, it's all yours, none of it's his. Again, it's not fair because you wouldn't say it the other way around.
And I was like,
are you saying the spouses of rich athletes and actors and stuff like that who don't have to work, none of it's theirs? Is that what you're saying? Nah, man, that's not fair.
I think I'm going to leave because he does have a history of being emotionally abusive, and we've had really bad fights where I've also been really angry. Don't get
There you go.
me wrong.
He has a history of being emotionally abusive. Also, I have a history of being emotionally abusive. So that's what you're hearing. Just so you're aware. Because she needs to throw him under the bus and set her thing, and I get it. This is her time, and she's got to do what she's got to do. They're playing chess right now, everybody. That's what we're seeing.
And I was like, I don't think it's good for us to live together right now. So I'm at a hotel again. And that's where I've been for the last week and a half.
But Jessi,
Hotel. damn, let's go buy another house.
Why are you always the person that has to leave the house when you are the sole provider?
Yeah.
You paid for that house. Like, that's your house.
Again, would you say that if it was just the man making all the money? Man, this is crazy. I guess it's her podcast.
I mean, I have a text where he's like, you wanted this so you can leave. Like, he's making me. But also, he's like, well, you can stay in the spare bedroom if you want, but I don't feel right about living there with him. Also, he could spy on me if I'm at the house. He could have cameras that I don't know about. So I'm kind of like...
Yeah, that's icky. He probably does, too.
I need to have that space and distance.
Your car is probably low-jacked. That's what I would check, too.
But I'm going to sell the house, and we're going to each get our own place.
How are the kids doing?
They don't know yet. So that's the sad part about him leaking this.
I don't know. You're not there. That's weird. Interesting.
Before I did I have no idea what they're thinking. I don't know if he told them while I'm out of town without telling me. They're young. They're 6 and 3, so they'll be okay.
You've been able to like
It's just like so. It is what it is. They're 6 and 3. Who cares? Like that's. Listen to that for a second. They don't give a shit about their kids. That's so nasty.
FaceTime.
Yeah, I FaceTimed them this morning, and it was funny because I was talking to Jagger, my son, and Jordan was like, kind of like snapping at him, and I was like, Jordan, don't do that. And he goes, don't talk to me. And I was like, okay, so that's how this is going to be. So it's kind of hostile between me and Jordan at the moment, but the kids are going to be fine.
And
They're not going to be fine. This is all public. Everything is out there. You're spilling all this out in public. You want it out in public. They're going to live with that. Good. And he deserves it. If he's a prick like he is, and he's a disgusting, disgusting piece of shit, he deserves it. But at the same time, yours is all going to get out there next. He's going to get on another podcast, probably Vile Files, and he's now going to share his whole shit. Just so you're aware. And you, again, you have way more to lose here. He has nothing to lose. He doesn't have a job, money, any of that. He's entitled to half yours, though. And that's what she's trying to mitigate. She's trying to stop that.
so are the kids staying in the house with Jordan while you're in the hotel?
Yeah, I've seen them a little bit where I'm like, hey, I'm going to take them. And he's like, well, you can't take them overnight in a hotel. So he's trying to control me. But
Yes, you can.
I've been to a lawyer and we're going to do a 50-50 custody agreement. But I provided for those kids their whole lives. Like, they want their mom. Like, they know who their mom is. And I know I'm a good parent. I know he's going to try to mom shame me. That's going to be his MO. But I know my kids are going to be just fine.
You're ready.
Yes.
There's so much you just said, and I know there's so much we've seen also on television, but I also know there's a lot that we haven't seen because there's so many cast members and there's only so much of your life that can be shown. So I do kind of want to go back and talk about your relationship because I want to eventually get to how you confronted him that you said you wanted a divorce, what his reaction was. We're going to get into all that. But first, let's just unpack, like, when you look back at the early days with Jordan, what was your relationship like in the very beginning days?
It was good. We met very quickly. I blame our
Met quickly. Just been passing. Hi, bye. It was quick.
dynamic on that, honestly, because I had been married before. So this is my second divorce. And I separated. So to put it into context, I separated from my first husband in September and I got married in March. So it
You douche. What an idiot.
was really quick. Like I think I leaned on him
With that guy? Have you seen his face?
for emotional support. He was going through a breakup, so was I, and we just kind of connected and clicked. And I think that I had been treated really badly in my first marriage as well, which now looking back, I'm like, this is a pattern. Like I get into these situations because I'm self-conscious and I have issues, but he was there for me. So I think I just dove right in. The first year was fine though.
So would you say that first year you weren't arguing that much?
No, yeah, it was pretty good. But I actually think that looking back, like he's always been pretty controlling. And I think at the time I was just like happy to be out of my last marriage. We had just had our son. Like I was just kind of in a bubble. And then I started to notice patterns.
What?
Thank God I'm normal. And I have a normal wife. Normal marriage. Thank God. Controlling? Like who's this giving you visions of? Taylor and Kay and Tay. That guy's so controlling. Crazy. I could never ever be that person. It's like if my wife's like, can I go, like she wouldn't even ask me. It's never, can I do this? The only time I ever ask my wife if I can do something is when I'm buying something stupid. Okay. It's like, and I've made my mind up and she knows it, but I'm just running it by her. I'm like, can I? That's the only time I would never ask my wife permission to go golfing or play pickleball. None of that. I'll let her know. But my wife also wouldn't be like, you know, she's part of like dance troops and these singing groups and stuff. And she's like, I'm going to do this. I'm like, okay, we just make it work. It's never, can I? Is that normal to ask permission in a marriage to do things? Like things you love doing? I would never even consider it to ask. Again, I would tell. And if there was something untoward about it, like my wife's like, I don't think you should join that death cult that you said you wanted to be a part of because they have a pickleball court inside. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I mean, that would be a conversation, but I would never ask permission and neither would she. Are you guys in relationships like this? That doesn't make any sense to me. Asking permission? You're a grown adult. Huh?
Would typically set off an argument between the two of you?
His control.
His face.
I felt controlled in every aspect of my life. And he used to try to say, oh, I can't control you. You're not able to be controlled. I try and I can't because I'm independent.
That's gaslighting.
In those early
I mean, he's gaslighting her.
days, what do you look back and be like, oh, that was fully control, and maybe I didn't see it at the time?
Oh my God. I mean, it's just, he tries to control every aspect of my life, my business, how I should run my business. He would mom shame me and tell me how to parent, but then not do it himself. Like
mom shame you how? What was he mom shaming you with? Explain it. Not seeing your kids ever? Like, what was the mom shame? Because I'd like to know it so we can be a judge ourselves. Because, like, again, he sounds like a prick and he sounds like a disgusting piece of garbage. But what was he mom shaming you about? And we'll hear it because he'll tell you guys all about it. He's just making notes right now. And a rebuttal to everything she's saying, he's going to lay it down. You watch.
If I left the fridge door open, you know, like that beep that happens, I'd get yelled at. So to this day, when I hear like a beep of the fridge, I'm like my body goes into
like yelled at,
fight or flight. Like it's just little things like that add up. But also like if I wanted to go to dinner with friends, like it was like, well, when are you going to be home? What are you doing? Where are you? Like just constant.
And was there any patterns when the arguments would start? Like, what do you look back on?
I think that's why our relationship got to a pretty bad place, is because I'm pretty like vocal and independent. So for the first year or two, I was just like, okay. And I think Jordan wants someone submissive. So I was kind of like that at the beginning. And then it started to get to this place where I'm like, no. And I would fight back. And so then it was just like really bad because I'm fighting back and that makes it worse for him. And so we're just like going at it.
Are there any things that he would like verbally criticize you for?
Everything. I remember being in therapy before we were like in the public eye and being like, I need you to criticize me less. It's like 90% criticism and 10% compliments. Anything I did, like how I ran my business, how I parented, my time management, how I cleaned the house, like every little thing, even like how I would like
plastic surgery,
dress and like, you know, things like that.
Like what would he say about how you dress?
Oh, like that skirt's a little short. Are you going to wear that? Like,
what?
You know, like just stuff like that. So it just felt like I was constantly being dumped on. I will say there was right before we
Did you say here'd be my rebuttal to that? That short. Have you seen that skirt a little short? I mean, have you seen your face? It's a little short too. And your stature. Have you seen you? That's what I would have been like. Maybe get your eyes fixed, bro.
Separated last year before, like after the Marciano stuff, he had told me he wanted me to start doing Pilates every single day. Like he told me that. And then he said, I think I believe in...
She's tiny. What is he talking about? She is literally a stick. Pilates.
Traditional gender roles. And I want to be more in my masculine and I want you to be more in your feminine. And I was like... So like just controlling areas like that as well. And I was like, do you know who you're married to?
That is like so backwards. Yeah. And also like... I'm also just like, how crazy for him to also like physically expect you to do Pilates every single day, be the breadwinner, take care of the children, take care of him.
Yeah.
Like, there's such an unrealistic...
She wasn't taking care of her children. She's been gone for 2 weeks. They don't even know. So, no. She's on a reality television show. You didn't even see her kids. She's at work probably 12 hours a day. She didn't take care of her kids. It sounded like he was the one at home with the kids. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong.
Expectation when he's not even raising himself to any capacity of that standard.
And to be fair, also, he doesn't work and we had a full-time nanny. So like he was...
What? What a lazy asshole!
Even helping with the kids until nighttime.
What?
Was there anything that he expected to get approval over in your relationship from you?
Oh.
His face.
Well, yeah, I feel like everything. Like it felt like I couldn't make a move without talking to Jordan about it. You know, like...
I mean, that's a marriage. That's a marriage. I mean, approval. I mean, what she's saying is that when you have normal conversations about life-changing events like starring on a reality television show that's going to portray you as a bunch of dickholes, that's a conversation you should probably have. But she's like, that's what she's saying there. She just wants to do whatever without consulting her husband. I mean, again, I don't think you should need permission. I think you should consult about certain things that are going on. Like, that's a given. And so she's calling that abuse. That's not abuse. Be really careful here. Okay, it's not abuse to want to have a conversation with your husband or your wife about a life-altering decision that's going to affect your family. That's not abuse. That's not control issues. That's normal. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, I had to get his advice, his opinion. Like, but the thing is, I never wanted to confide in him either because he's not someone that is like, yes, like, let me help you feel better and like give you advice in a logical way. It's always like putting me down while he's giving me advice and like playing devil's advocate, but telling me what I did wrong.
And how would he justify that to you or try to justify it?
He's like, I just know things. Like, I'm really like, I'm smart in these areas. Like, you should listen to me. Like, look at all the mistakes you've made. Look at all the friends you've lost. You need to listen to me. So yeah. And now that I'm saying these out loud, I'm like, this is weird.
No, it's not. It's, first of all, do not feel weird or shame or embarrassed. Like, I think so many women relate to this. It's more, I'm cringing at him because of like the self-righteousness that these men have over women. When again, it's like, you're home, you're the breadwinner. You're the one that's working. You're the one that was on Mom Talk. We'll get to Dad Talk. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Can you explain though, like, what did a conflict like actually look like between the two of you? You're in the house. You're going through this dynamic. Like, what was that like?
The last 5 years, we've fought every single day. Every single day. Like, imagine being in that with your partner who you're supposed to like trust the most. I would say the worst it got, and actually why I separated from him last year, is because this was the Pilates conversation. It got to a point where he was blackmailing me with Marciano texts, and he had them on a draft on his phone on TikTok. And anytime he was mad, he's like, I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna ruin your life.
Okay, so there's texts between her and Marciano that she's telling everybody in the world right now exists. She's trying to get ahead of it, by the way.
So we were fighting over this Pilates stuff, and he was like, I'm gonna post the TikToks. And so I went to go grab his phone. I was like, Jordan, no, like at this point, no one knew about what I had done. And I was like, you're gonna ruin my life, blah, blah, blah. And my business too. Like I employ 50 people like this.
Why do it ruin Jizz hair that you're cheating on your husband with Marciano? Who cares? Jizz hair doesn't give a shit. If you're good at what you do, they don't care. No one's gonna. I'm not getting hair extensions at Jizz Hair Salon anymore because Marciano. No one cares.
Could ruin everything. And he goes, so he's like, okay. And I'm freaking out. So I'm like trying to get his phone. I'm like kind of chasing him, trying to get it. He pulls out his phone, starts recording me. And he's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to be like Taylor? Should I call the cops?
Again, she's acting like a teenager right now. And what she's trying to get ahead of is the video of her probably acting pretty abusive like Taylor Frankie Paul. Right? All you had to do was just go ahead and do it. That's all you had to do. It's all coming out now. So at the same, like, he held it over. That's disgusting. But at the same time, you should have just left each other. But she's diminishing what we're probably going to see. Right? And she wants to say it. And she's acting like a teenager while saying it.
And I was like,
he's also gross, though.
Whoa. Because he's friends with Dakota. So he's like hearing things like that, obviously. And so he's baiting me and he's trying to be like, oh, what are you doing? And that was the moment where for me, I was like, what am I doing? I am chasing around my husband, trying to get his phone so he doesn't blackmail me. This is not healthy. And I literally left him the next day. I was like, this can't happen anymore.
I mean,
but then you got back together with him.
You're like a complete prisoner in your own home where you're like, from what I understand,
That's not a prisoner in your home. Don't say that unless you're truly a prisoner in your home. She left him the next day and left. That's not prisoner. You're putting words into this shit and you shouldn't be doing this. Again, Jessi's lawyer is punching the air right now, and Jordan's lawyer is like taking notes on the legal pad right now. Don't say shit like this. That's real. You're playing a dangerous game with their lives. She was not a prisoner in her own home. She could have left anytime she wanted. He had dirt on her for cheating on him. Could have released it. Would have damaged her publicly. But that's it. That's not... He wasn't holding her in the basement. It puts the lotion on the skin. Don't say stuff like that. That's not fair. As much as he is probably the douchiest of all the douche kings that exist out there, don't say that shit. Because if she agrees right now, which it sounds like she's about to, that's going to be used against her. Because she just left. And it's evidence because she left.
To stay with you after that information.
There was not even a second where he didn't. So yeah.
And then he continues to use this information as blackmail to further control you in the relationship.
Yes.
Knowing that this cycle is going to continue because you're going to feel like shit because you do feel guilty about what you did.
Yeah.
Also now having the information that you did know about the escorts that he completely gaslit you into believing didn't exist when now we know that actually was the case.
Yeah.
And he was the first person to step outside of the marriage.
Yep.
And then I'm not saying what you did was okay, but you kissed this man twice. You do not sleep with him. And this man is...
That doesn't matter. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? I feel like if he had an emotional affair or if it was between an emotional affair and like a sexual affair with a prostitute, women out there, what's worse to you? Honestly. I know they're both bad. What's worse? The emotional affair or the sleeping with a nicky sticky prostitute that he's probably never going to see again or never think about ever again? What's worse? Because now they're diminishing that big time. She had an emotional affair and made out with a guy. You don't just... It's not just they didn't just do this, 2 kisses and walked away like a French greeting. That's not what happened. They were making out twice. That's what happened. So, and she's mad at him for knowing about it and saying he should have left her instantly. I get that. Holding it over her is a control thing and he's a dickhole for doing it. But at the same time, they're just diminishing it. They're diminishing everything. It's really weird. But I guess that's how you play this game. This is the game they're playing.
Now, then blackmailing you into just fearing for your career and your reputation. Mm-hmm. That's horrible.
It is. And I shouldn't have done what I did. I regret it so much. I just want to make that so clear, for my kids to have to hear about that one day. Mm-hmm. I want to take full responsibility.
Of course.
But I will say that
But Alex Cooper here doesn't want her to take full responsibility. That's the thing. At least she's doing. She's straight up being like, I shouldn't have done that. But Alex Cooper's like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you did. That's crazy.
having your partner blackmail you in that way, it was something I could never get over. Even after we got back together and went through therapy, like the person that you love the most and should care about you the most, even though you hurt them, should never put you in a situation where you feel like inside you never, like you're walking on eggshells and you never know if your life's about to be ruined.
That's true.
And they have that power over you. So that was honestly like something that really ruined us. And yeah, it was traumatizing.
It's traumatizing and it's really sick because it's like he's getting off on enjoying watching you have to be beholden to him.
Yeah, the control.
Completely. When you look back at from beginning days to then obviously now you can see like the clear delineation between like whether it was like, oh, this is not the best relationship to like this is emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Did it feel in the beginning when those really big fights started like, okay, maybe this is just like normal relationship struggles? Or from the beginning did you start to immediately be like, this is unhealthy, how do I get out?
So my first marriage was pretty emotionally abusive, like worse than this one. And I, again, got married so quickly that I didn't have time to heal from that. So I think I attracted the same type of person without like realizing. And I think in my head, I was justifying it because I'm like, no, Jordan saved me from my other marriage. Like he's my savior. Like that's how I saw him. Like he saved me from this dynamic. So there's no way he's doing this to me. And then over time, like same patterns of what I saw before in my past relationship, like arised. And I was like, oh.
Can I just point something out? That she's like, I got the same guy. And maybe it's true, okay? And maybe it is true. But there's also another common denominator that they always gloss over, which is Jessi being a common denominator, okay? She gets to say whatever she wants here. But in the two marriages that have failed, the same scenarios tend to pop up, and you're saying it's none of your fault at all, none, zero? All just got unlucky with the dude you chose? None of it's your fault. Again, the common denominator here is not the men's personalities. The common denominator here is you. So again, we're going off with no proof of any of this. We're just hearing it, and I know you want to hear this because generally men tend to be the abuser, and I will give you that, right? But these women, don't forget for a second what they do for a living. They are narcissists for a living. They thrive in drama, and you've heard it on this podcast already. The more drama, the bigger and better it is. The more they get paid, the more they get on screen time. So they are rewarded for being more dramatic and more shitty every single time. So I don't ever lose that point here, okay? Because they're not normal, and the fact is they're rewarded for not being normal, and so they're rewarded for having shitty behavior and being shitty all the time. So there is a common denominator here, and it is you. Now, I'm not saying that it's not wrong, that those men could be exactly the same in every way. It's possible, because women, in my life especially, I know this, multiple women in my family have always chosen the wrong guy. Chosen. You know what I mean? I've always just chosen the worst possible person ever. But I've also seen firsthand the behaviors of those women in my life. When you're toxic, you attract toxicity. And so you're both toxic is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he is not without blame. I'm saying there's a common denominator and it's toxicity.
But I never said it out loud to anyone. My friends and family were aware. They knew that he didn't treat me well. No one liked him. They would bring it up to me, but I would just kind of be like, that's Jordan. But then in season 4, you see my energy healer. I was doing a session with her.
Energy healer.
And this was the same night of that Pilates fight, actually. And I sat down and she goes, are you safe? And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, I just have a feeling I need to ask you. And I told her everything. And
energy healer. You told an energy healer. That's going to fly in the courts. Look, this energy healer told me I was being abused. Energy healer. You're supposed to be a Mormon. What part of that is Mormon? That's satanic.
It was the first time I said it out loud. And that was like the moment also that I was like, I have to leave him. And that's why we separated last year. Because I'm like, as I'm saying it out loud, she goes, Jessi, this is emotional abuse. And I never it didn't click to me until in that moment.
How did it change for you after you said it out loud?
It was like a weight had fallen off where I was like, and it was almost like something clicked and I was like seeing it clearly for the first time. And I was like, oh, like I just kind of was like, that's Jordan's personality. Like marriage is hard, which it is, but that's how I justified it. But when I had someone saying this is emotional abuse. And then I started opening up to my friends and family and they were like, Jessi, this isn't normal. It felt like the glass had shattered.
Well, and just to also validate any woman who is going through this, it's like, so many people can be like, oh my God, is there a pattern? Like you went through this in your first marriage since the second. It's like, of course there's a pattern because
there's also a common denominator.
In your life.
Yeah, I have the best family.
Okay.
So that's what's crazy is like my parents, my sisters, like best family in the world, which my sisters love you. And like, they're so excited I'm here. But no, I have the best family. I think it was like childhood wounds of like not feeling good enough with other friends and, things like that. And
again, the common denominator needs to be spelled out too, that this woman has had like 25 plastic surgeries. So there's something that goes like she is not happy with herself at all and has never been happy with herself. So there's something there. Again, Jordan is likely to blame for a lot of this, and it does sound like he's a controlling dickhole, right? But we cannot ignore the other things.
And I got into things where I didn't feel good enough already. And then I got into that and it was like 10 times worse. And you're right, it's familiar. So I looked for the same person subconsciously because it's what I was used to. And that quote is so like old, but it's so true of like you accept the love you think you deserve. And that's what happened to me.
I think it was season 3. I remember just feeling so bad for you and your family when your sisters were sitting on the ground, your mom was there, and you were like, I could tell my mom wasn't even shocked, and she like was like hoping we would really just end it. It was when you guys were about to go into the 90-day break, and your sister was like, you haven't been Jessi for so long, and it was like this
that's because she got her whole new face.
Cry to you, but also you could tell she was so aware, like she couldn't get to you, but she wanted you to know that like she still remembered who you were without this abuse, and like she knew you were going to come back to yourself one day. And it takes you being no one can get you out of it but yourself, right?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I do feel like I've been a shell of myself in this relationship, and I used to tell that to Jordan. He's like that's not true.
Good thing you had kids with this guy then.
But, like, you have every right to make your own life, and I'm like, your partner affects you so much. Like they can influence every single thing about your life, your happiness, and I did lose myself, and the people closest to me saw that.
Can you talk a little bit about what kind of romantic connection that you and Jordan were able to maintain with each other while having this emotionally abusive relationship?
So our sex life was like pretty good for a while because again, I hadn't really realized what was going on. I was just kind of hiding it. But I will say, since the separation and getting back together, my body has told me. I want women in this situation to know that like your body will tell you. I like anytime he tried to have sex with me, I would clam up. I would have panic attacks after. I would cry after. I didn't want him to touch me. Like even if he was just like passing me like in the house and like grabbed my arm or whatever, I was like, don't touch me. And I would say that to him. And he's like, what's wrong with you? But your body knows. So I just want like anyone in this situation, men or women, like everyone goes through it at some point. Not everyone, but people have gone through it. Listen, your body knows. Like that book, Your Body Keeps the Score.
Of course.
My body was trying to tell me for like a whole year.
Right.
And I need an energy healer.
We're not safe. Of course you can't relax and enjoy yourself in an intimate setting with someone that you don't feel safe with. I also think there was such a highlight when we would watch the seasons on the success of your business and Mom Talk. Jordan did end up quitting his job so that he could help with the kids and so he could film more. Initially, were you guys aligned on that decision for him to quit his job?
Yes, because at the time he quit, we had just had our daughter. So she was a newborn. We had our toddler as well. And he was traveling for work. So he was in Texas, California, like all over the place. And I was like, I can't run a business, start to film this show and raise 2 kids. So I did initiate that. I was like,
there we go. That's all we needed to hear. She initiated it. She wanted him home. So then it's still all her money? That's not fair to say that.
I need you to but I did say, I need you to find something here. I thought he was still going to work. He just took that as I'm going to quit. And
how can he work at home? You wanted him home to watch your kids because you have a successful business. You have no time to watch your own newborn. You're starting a new television show. Maybe you could have just not taken the television show, right? But this is everything you need to know. And it's not aside of their relationship. But this really tells you about all that she is and all these people are. They don't give a shit about their kids. Everything comes before their kids. They are the number one person in their life. The kids should be the number one. The fact that she just said that speaks volumes. She's like, I don't have time for these kids. I need you home to watch these kids because I only have time for me. That's gross.
I was making good money, so like he didn't need to work. But looking back, I'm like, I should have like had him help out with the kids more though. Like he got to golf all day, you know?
How do you think?
Yeah, that's silly.
Think becoming the sole provider of the family impacted your relationship long term?
I think that for me, in the future, like I am totally fine being that person. I'll probably always make the most money. But I do want a guy that has like passions and like something of his own. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. Yep. But I will say with Jordan, since he believes in like the traditional gender roles, I think he really loved the lifestyle I provided, but he had a really hard time being like, I'm not the man, I'm not the provider, which is such a Mormon, like toxic way of...
No, that's a man thing. That's just this is built into our DNA. And I've said this multiple times on multiple podcasts. This is it. If you take your husband's roles, traditional and like deep-seated animalistic needs to take care of their family, to be a provider, to have projects, to do things, you take away their will. That's it. This is the type of man that will then go gamble your money, will go get prostitutes and things like that. This is just not the way it's supposed to be. When men don't have something to work towards or to protect or to whatever, they become soft little bitches. Okay, that's it. And then they are just useless to society. And so I'm just saying I'm agreeing with her in every way here, that he should have just got another job at home and still been bringing money in and still doing something, had something to work towards. But she I think she's lying to the degree where she's like, I want him to work at home. No. She's just saying, I thought he would. She didn't tell him that, right? But she retired him, and then he just golfed all day and did shit all. And then he was left to be this different person or whatever. That's bad news, guys. Your husband, please listen to me, doesn't want to be retired. Unless you guys retire together, that's different, right? But we are different people. Men and women are different. We need to bring that back. It's okay to embrace that. Okay? Because again, we need to protect, to do things, to provide. That's literally, when you take all that away, you take a man's literal whole humanity.
Thinking all the men, like, look at the men in our group, like a lot of them have had those issues. So I think he
I wonder why.
was very like intimidated by it, but he also liked having the money. So
Right, it's like his ego, once the door opened and it was public, couldn't take it.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, he's like, I love this. I'm golfing every
Exactly.
day.
He has
But
it
then
so
the minute
easy.
someone checks him,
He didn't love it no, he didn't. And it's really evident in what happens. Again, I'm not saying that you should be home with the kids 24 hours a day and it's just something you wanted to do, but she just told you everything you needed to hear. I have a toddler and I have a newborn, and I have no time for them. So he had to stop his job to come take care of the toddler and the newborn, and they got a full-time nanny and a full-time house assistant so that she could go not be around her damn kids.
like embarrassed and can't take it.
Yes.
Did he ever
And he's going to use that against her big time.
start to make any comments to you negatively about how being a stay-at-home dad made him feel?
Oh, he just told me from the beginning. He said, I believe in gender roles, and not from the beginning, but like when he quit his job, sorry. He goes, I'm just, I'm not meant to be that role. And he would mom shame me a lot. Like, the kids need their mom. You're gone a lot. And so
That's not mom shaming. That's reality. That's not mom shaming. He would mom shame me because I was never. Did you hear what she just said? Don't miss it. Okay? She's just glossing over the fact that he was like, you're not here for your kids. That's not mom shaming. You would say the same thing if your husband was never, ever, ever home around your kids and doing the things he's supposed to do. You'd say the same thing. Mom shaming. No. When he had a legitimate complaint that you weren't coming around your kids anymore, he had a legitimate complaint there. That's not mom shaming. Sorry. Kids need their mothers. 100%. And their fathers. Okay? So she just like, that's not fair that she said that. That's not. If you weren't being around your kids, just own it. Be like, you know what? I was busy making millions. I was working 10 hours at the Jizz Hair Salon. I was doing 12, 15, 16-hour filming days on the show. I was never around my children. Just own up to it. You weren't, and that's the truth. Taylor Frankie Paul went for 8 weeks on this damn show. Wasn't around our kids at all either. Like, no, I don't want to hear it, man. You weren't around your kids. It's not cool.
I can't fill that role. Like, I'm the dad, and I'm not meant to be a stay-at-home dad. I don't want to do that. So it was hard for me because I'm like, I want a partner that if I do have to work and travel for that job, I can trust that, like, the dad wants to be with the kids. Like, this is a partnership. You're not a babysitter. You chose to have these children.
Right. It's not, well, it's also just so unfair.
But he wasn't complaining about just being, he was complaining because you weren't there at all. That's what he's complaining about. And you would complain the same way if he was always gone forever. You did, and you made him come home. So listen to yourself. He's not just complaining that he has to take care of the kids because whatever. He's complaining that you're not home.
It's
Yeah.
like he's getting to enjoy all the spoils of your hard work, but then he's also like, and you have to do all the stuff that I'm also not really doing that I should be doing. Yeah, I gotta go golf. I got a tea time at 8 a.m., babe. And you're like,
Do you know how many times I've heard that sentence?
you're like,
Reverse the roles in this conversation. Just reverse it. You would never hear it.
there's
You'd never hear that. Double standards.
no way.
Yes.
There's no way.
It's so bad.
Eventually, Jordan did, I don't even want to say return to work, kind of, through Dad Talk.
Yes.
What was your initial
Mom cock.
reaction to that?
So at first, the dads got together to like make funny videos to make fun of us. So we were like, this is hilarious. I don't think we ever thought it was going to turn into what they tried to make it. As time went on, I was like, okay, this is like cringy. Like, I don't like this.
Your shit's cringy too, so spare me all. Spare me! Spare us all, please! All the shit that all of you do is cringy. Like, for real cringy. Like, if someone asks, what do you do? I do shitty dances on TikTok, like this, and I go in a circle, and then show my ass. You don't think that's cringy? Obviously Dad Talk's cringy, but you're all damn cringy.
And it became a thing with me and Jordan where it was like competitive. Like, we were competing. Like, you got this opportunity, you got this many followers, you got this many views, look what I got. Like, he became very competitive with it, and I was like, this is gross. Like,
The double standards are pissing me the hell off. So she makes money being an influencer, and a lot of it. So he does the same thing and makes money, and all of a sudden, icky. It's icky. Are you hearing yourself? Am I wrong there, guys? Please.
men
What?
should not be acting this way in a relationship.
Agreed. Neither should you.
Where it's like you're threatened by like my success that pays our bills.
But then he went and made money doing the same thing you did, and it's like, ew. What?
So it turned into a really hostile thing for us.
Wow.
Did you talk about this with the other women? Like, did they feel this also? Like, I'm cringing from dad talk?
Oh, all of us. Yes. Like, we all made fun of it.
It's cringy.
Like, what is happening? And it's hard because everyone, the audience is always like, less dad talk. And we're like, we agree. But also they're in our lives. And this is about our lives. So it's really hard to like not have them around. But
yeah, just don't put them in. Have the producers be like, sorry, dad talk, you're not in this shit. Bye. That's it. Use the producers to your advantage.
now, for me, it'll be easier.
No, that's a good point. I remember he said dad talk doesn't need to be in mom talk's shadows. But first of all, there wouldn't
It wouldn't be a dad talk without mom talk.
be a dad talk if there wasn't mom talk and
Yeah.
everything that you guys have built. Did you feel like he was riding on your coattails?
1000%. I mean,
That's true.
any brand deal that he got was because of me. We had to do them together. He maybe has gotten one or two on his own, but like we did one with Cafe Rio, we had to do it together, you know? So everything was tied to me. And so, and even like he's on Cameo and he'll try.
So he's like, again, he's just trying to bring in money like you're bringing in money, but you're shaming him for the thing that you do. What the hell's going on here?
That come say hi in this Cameo, you know? So
It's like you're getting used and you're like,
Yeah.
if it really is your
That's what?
own thing, then do it as your own thing. Don't have to involve me because then it should just be, it's again my money.
yeah, exactly.
The double standards of this money thing is pissing me the hell off. That's not cool. She's married, right? I wonder how her husband feels. Like, does her husband have a job? And if he's watching this, he's like, so all this is yours, I get nothing? And the degrading, because if a man said that, that's also bad. If a man's like, it's all my money. And I know this exists in the world. Not in my life and the people that I hang out with, but I know this exists. But in a real marriage, in a normal adult marriage, the money is the money. Like, that's bonkers to me that there are people who do that. It's my money. It's our money.
Going back to the affair, I think that obviously now, even just sitting here, like I'm trying to rack my brain because I obviously didn't know that the escorts came before Marciano. So
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone's watching this and we're all like, the meme of the woman like doing.
Does it matter? Because you knew the escorts happened. You stayed with him. And then you did shows and brought him on and used the drama. And then you cheated. Does it really matter? Or is Alex Cooper here saying, look, he cheated so you get to cheat? Again, my thing is, nobody should be cheating. You should just end the marriage.
The math. I'm like, hold on. Like, it really changes so much because I'm
It doesn't change anything. No, it doesn't. Just end the marriage and then go do the thing you want to do.
people are going to go back and
That's holy shit, man. A lot of people call me a misogynist. Right? And I understand why. Because I cover mostly women who do this, because it is mostly women who do it. And I get that. Right? But is this not misandry then? If what I do is misogyny, is this not misandry? Or misandry? Or what do you call it?
and clip things of like the way he acted and
Yeah.
how he was so upset with you and the betrayal, which was so fair. But now I'm like, oh my God, he was such a liar. Like
Yeah.
he was what? Like,
Yeah.
When you look back, you said that moment was essentially a cry for help when
Yeah.
you stepped outside of the marriage. What did you mean by that?
So I felt so trapped in that marriage, you know, like I couldn't do anything right. I
Then leave. You did it now. Why didn't you do it then? Leave.
was so beaten down emotionally, and I was just so unhappy, deeply unhappy in what I was in.
And a lot of people can be like, hey guys, it's harder to leave a marriage. And I understand that. But she left it now.
But I felt trapped, like not only with like my money and my business, like you saw in season 4, but also just he made me feel like I couldn't leave. And so, and for my kids too. So I was just really, really upset. And I met Marciano, and it was the first person who was like nice to me and told me I was cool and pretty.
How'd that happen? That's how you got met with this guy.
And fun, and like that I was worth something. And I just remember being like, oh, like this is how a man should talk to you. And not that it's okay what I did by any means, but I do feel like I was like, I remember thinking like, if I do this tonight, just kissing him, by the way, it will
Oh yeah, just diminish it. Oh, it's just kissing. It's nothing.
give me a reason to be done. Like it'll give Jordan a reason to leave me, like I could be free. And
So in a way, it was
We just leave him.
like you were looking for an out. You were
Yeah.
almost like kind of trying to self-sabotage.
yes, even if it was me that like did the bad thing, I was like, maybe this could end it.
And when
Or you could just end it.
and then you guys went on that 90-day break and
Yeah.
you did decide to stay together. What was
Yeah,
fueling
why?
you to not just walk away?
I was so scared. And that's how I felt the last year, to be honest. But I was scared of
Of
being
what?
alone. I was scared of hurting him. I was scared of the unknown. And
You're scared to lose money. Don't lie.
the kids, like I've been divorced before and it sucked. And this time I have kids. So I'm like, I don't want to go through that and put my family through it with the business and the prenup and all that. There was just so much weighing on me with that. So I was just scared. I was really, really scared.
In that time, obviously we saw some stuff on camera, but like what conversations with this affair coming to light did it force you to have with Jordan? Like, was there anything you were able to admit about the relationship that you had been previously too scared to say?
He had been well aware of how I felt about like the emotional abuse and all that, but he never acknowledged it until the affair came out and it was public and we started going to therapy during our separation. And in therapy, he finally admitted like, I do know I got you to this place. I am the instigator in this. I started this cycle and it was emotional abuse. He has said all of those words to me.
Yeah, you could be making that up.
Deny it now, but he has said all of that, but he had never said that before.
Okay, so that gives a little bit of clarity of why you would be like, okay, maybe there is some path to moving forward.
Yes.
Like someone saying like, I see that this was emotional abuse.
Yeah.
I see I got you here. Like I'm willing to change.
Yeah. Why not give it a shot?
Right. Having kids with someone, you're like, whoa. Because
Yeah.
most people, you'd expect them to never admit that. And of course, it wasn't on camera. But like,
and I will say the last year, Jordan has made some changes. Like he's really tried in a lot of areas. But I think for me, it was like, you're trying and you are making changes, but I'm still not in love with you.
Again, admitting this on camera is a really bad thing for you to say. I will admit that he's doing better. You shouldn't have said that.
And at the end of the day, like you do deserve to be loved the way that works for you and same with me. And if you're going to make these changes, great for yourself, but it doesn't work for me. But I gave it my all and I had that year to really try and I don't regret it now because I did everything I could.
you can genuinely say and look at your kids and be like, I tried.
Yes.
Something that is a byproduct of being in a toxic situation or an abusive situation is the way that it impacts your self-image and your self-worth.
Yeah.
You posted a really vulnerable TikTok where you opened it up about regretting some of the...
Yes, the language of our generation. You posted a really vulnerable TikTok. Imagine hearing those words.
the cosmetic procedures that you've done recently.
I made fun of her for that, though, on my unfollowed channel.
Why was that something you decided to share?
Because I do get a lot of hate for what I get done, and
I mean, she looks good here, though. Like, I thought it was going to be way worse. She looks good. That it all healed really well.
Want everyone watching thinking that I just like wanted to look this way or I wanted this. Like, it didn't go the way I planned, and so I wanted to talk about it. But it also has made me realize, like, I got my surgeries after season 4, and I looked back and I was like, I looked so good in season 4. What was I thinking? And I never would have been able to say that before. But it gave me like clearer perspective of like, I don't need to get all this work done. But
It's too late.
I think I was in 2 marriages where like I had 2 husbands who treated me so badly that I was like, that was the only thing I could control. And that may sound weird, but it was like, I can't do anything else right. So like I can control my appearance. And I think it became a coping mechanism for me.
To have
That's crazy dangerous.
the ability to control something in your life when everything else is chaos is a way that we...
Again, this isn't an interview, by the way. This is just blowing smoke up each other's ass. She's not asking any hard questions, not doing any clarification. All she's doing is like coming out against Jordan, which is, again, he 100% could be all his fault. You know what I'm saying? Could be. But she has no clarifying questions whatsoever, any of it. None, zero. And it's going to be very detrimental to Jessi's case in this divorce. It's going to, it's almost like now I believe that Jordan isn't going to come out and say shit, because he's just like letting her just dig a big asshole. And then he'll come out when the divorce is over. That's what I think is going to happen. She's going to try to get him to sign a non-disparagement agreement. That's what I think. He'd be smart not to say shit right at this point, because she has buried herself legally 10 times in this interview.
And our heads cope and survive. But I think obviously sometimes then it can be at the detriment of ourselves.
Yeah.
We just don't see it in the moment. What do you think is your biggest regret when it came to those procedures?
So I got 1 surgery like 3 months ago, and that was, I just shouldn't have done any of it. I got an upper and lower bleph and then some fat grafting in the face, but I didn't want the fat grafting. I just kind of said, like, I just wanted the eyes, and he was like, well, you need this to balance it out. And I was like, okay, like I just kind of...
So you didn't want it, but you agreed to it. She keeps saying that she didn't want it. Then don't get it!
Listened to what I was told, and looking back, I'm like, I didn't need that or want that. So I just wish that I would have not done any of it because I didn't need it, you know?
No, and I can imagine like even you saying like now you're getting to this place where you're watching season 4 and you're like, what the, like I looked great.
Yeah.
You look great now.
Oh,
like
thank you.
don't be that hard on yourself. But I get it. It's more of like an internal thing of like watching yourself drive yourself to a point where you're thinking something's going to solve something.
Yes.
And really that's not the solve. You could continue to get work done. That's not really the issue.
Yeah.
Don't get any more work done though.
Throughout season 4, all of the women were so vocal about how much they disliked Jordan. Like it was every scene it felt.
I feel like I need to watch season. I will watch 3 episodes of it because I had to watch the pivotal ones, but I should watch it.
Like, right? What do you think overall was their biggest issue with him?
His face.
The way he treated me, for sure. They saw things, they heard things, and just the way he's kind of demeaning to women, and he would talk badly about my friends, which is so weird.
They're bad, though. Can I just say that? There's no good people on this show. They're all bad. That's why they have a show. You're not going to see a reality television show full of people who don't start drama, who are just normal people having friends over and having fun in a pool party and a barbecue and just being normal. You're not going to see a show like that. It won't get any viewers. You're all bad people. That's why you have a reality television show. Okay? Can we be real? You are bad.
To be like, my husband's talking shit on my best friend. Like, what do I do? Like, that, it was such a hard position to be in. And he's a big mouth and he would tell people things and kind of exaggerate things. You kind of see that play out. But I think those issues were what everyone struggled with.
Well, yeah, I almost think there's like a thing with men where you're like, okay, women, we can like gossip. Like,
No, it's not for boys.
like literally, this is a woman's game. Like, stop gossiping and shit stirring. Like, you need to get
So true.
Like,
That's not a flex. That's not the flex you think it is, Alex. Women can totally gossip. It's not for you men to gossip. It's an us thing. That's not a flex, by the way. It's not a flex. That's a shitty thing.
this is a woman's field, okay? Also,
Yes.
influencing is also our area. So,
Thank
Influencing is their area.
you. That is how I feel. I'm like, it's
Holy shit, man. I should be offended.
icky. Like, stop.
no,
I don't like Alex Cooper.
that makes sense because I think, and also seeing their distaste for him, I felt, it just felt really palpable where it couldn't be escaped. I also thought that what was really hard, I remember it was episode 1 where you walk in and you have this overnight bag.
Yeah.
And what was so sad, Jessi, was like the fact that your friends like know the exact bag that you usually carry if you spent the night at the hotel and you didn't sleep at your home. Like it was that obvious to them because it clearly was that clearly like occurring quite often.
Say clearly again.
Yeah.
I just like, I guess when you would show up to those events and he would be there and you would have your bag, like, and you would have to put on a brave face when you look back. Like, is there anything you wish you could have done differently in those moments for yourself?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you asked this because something I've realized throughout all this is
Reality television's fake.
I have gotten very good at stuffing my emotions down and like, I'm here because, you know, now the show, I have so many things I have to do. I have to be on camera. But before that, I was teaching hair classes and I was running a business. So I'd get in huge fights with Jordan and then have to turn it on and go teach hundreds of people and be there for my employees. And I literally had to learn that as a coping mechanism to the point where it's really hard for me to cry now. And it's really hard for me to face my emotions and be vulnerable. The show has helped
The plastic surgery doesn't help either.
me. I watched season 4 and I was like, oh, I cried more than I thought. Okay, that's good. It's progress. But yeah, I'm very good at just being like, I'm totally fine. And I wish that I would have just taken more time to like look internally and be like, you're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And you don't have to put on a brave face. And I'm working on that in therapy now, but that. for sure.
It's a great point. It's like we watched it in that scene, but then you're right, you did cry. This season we watched you cry at your anniversary dinner.
Yeah.
Because you were concerned about the future of your relationship. And meanwhile, Jordan suggested renewing your vows.
Yeah.
How were you both on
What a loser.
such different pages in that moment?
I mean, Jordan wanted this, you know, he wanted to stay, he wanted to make this work. So I think he was just grasping at straws, trying to be like, what can I do? And maybe he thought it was like romantic, but I literally, I think you could see it in my body language.
Ew.
I'm like, this isn't the time. Like,
Right.
no, you can't even like it made me feel like he wasn't even listening.
Jordan's an idiot.
You recently changed your last name.
Yeah.
For business purposes is how it was presented.
Yeah.
And Jordan did not take it well and he called you extremely selfish. Now that you are getting divorced,
Have you ever tried to pronounce the other one? Draper's easier.
which we're about to get to, was it really for business purposes or was that you consciously or subconsciously kind of taking that first step of
Yeah, it was an easy first step almost. I definitely did it for business reasons because like my name's hard to say. Natikara is so hard to pronounce.
Oh, that's... I was like, got a couture. Like, I don't even know how to
It
say.
made sense. I also have a family business. We're all Draper. So it made sense. But I do think deep down I was like, if this ever happens, it'll be easier because everyone will know me as Jessi Draper already.
do you think he kind of knew what was happening and that's why he was freaking out so much?
Oh yeah, like
Oh my god, yeah.
completely. And he also like he likes to justify it this way, but he was like, so when I met Marciano in the villa, we had all had a conversation at the villa about our names and how to spell them. And they were trying to figure out how to spell my last name, everyone as a group. And I was like, well, my other last name's Draper. Like you can call me that instead. And so Marciano would call me that. So he was like, you're
Marciano.
doing this because you want Marciano. Like,
What kind of name is Marciano?
and he like completely flipped it into something like that. And I think that's why he like called me selfish 20 times and stuff like that.
What is the status of your relationship with Marciano?
Oh, I have not talked to him in almost a year.
Well,
yeah,
now-
that's
now
not
you-
even over.
Now you can, if you want to. Why not? Timu Jonas brother.
Okay, let's go to the divorce.
Yeah.
What was the actual moment you knew you needed? Okay, it's gonna happen. I need this divorce.
So in the last year, I've told him actually a few different times I want to get divorced, but he always like calms me down, give me a few days, let's try to work on it. He's better for a few days and then it goes back. But what happened was I had been in limbo for a while, and anyone that's lived in limbo knows it's excruciating where I'm like, I don't know if this is right or not. I literally woke up one day and I was like, it's such a simple thought, but I was like, I can change this. I can change my life. I can
That's
be
what I said.
happy. It's going to be hard, but I can do this. And my life doesn't have to be this way. And it was like something flipped and I was like, I'm done. And I could not go back after that. It was the weirdest thing.
Okay, so can you walk me through moment by moment of that day? Like,
Yeah.
How did you tell him? Where were you?
Okay, so that feeling came to me on a Thursday, and I told him on Friday, the next day. I wasn't going to tell him till the weekend because I was like, let's, I'll get the kids out of the house and whatever. But on Friday, he came up to my room. I was getting ready in my closet, and he was like, I just talked to the kids' therapist because we have them in therapy, and she thinks we need to start going together every week with them. And can you make that happen? And I was like, oh, I'm leaving you this weekend. But I couldn't say.
I'll get back to you on that one.
So I was like, I just don't know if our schedules are going to work. Like, it may work if you take them and I take them. And he was like, why? The kids are the most important thing. Like, why? And I was like, I want to get divorced. I just said it. And he was like, okay. And his emotions were like calm and mad. And then he kind of gaslit me and was like, you're not healed enough. That's why. Like, you can't love yourself yet. So you need to figure that out first. And then you'll realize this isn't what you want.
Not while looking at his face, though.
And then he was like, you're cheating on me again. And I'm like, it was all over the place. And I just had to be like, Jordan, like, I need you to know I've thought about this every single day for the last 4 years. And I'm choosing myself.
4 years.
And, we thought a little bit, but he finally understood. And yeah.
Then he filed.
Then he finally understands. Does he leave the room and like, do you just go about your day?
No, he's like still talking to me, and it kind of got to a point where he was like gaslighting me and stuff. So I finally was like, this is how most of our fights are. I'm like, I'm leaving. I need you to stop. And he literally called me downstairs, and I had to like get in my car and drive off.
And then did you sleep in the house that night?
No, I have not been back since. I've been back to see the kids. I did sleep there one night actually, but other than that, I've been at a hotel.
How was sleeping there that one night?
So okay, this is where actually I think a lot of women will relate. So I was in a hotel.
They're going to relate. A lot of women are about to relate to the story. Let's hear it.
And I had a girls' night with my friends. This was maybe 2 days after I left. And we were drinking wine and
drinking wine.
talking about it. I was like so sad. And I could not sleep that night. And at 4 a.m. I was like, I'm Ubering home. I want to be with my kids. I want to be in my house. I just felt so like
She came home drunk. Nice and grab that one. There we go.
I didn't have a home. I was like so misplaced. And I went home and I went into the bed and he was there. And
into the bed. So women, is she right? Are you all going to agree with this?
ended up having sex with him.
You did not. With that guy's face?
Because he was like, just one more time. And I told him no probably 20 times.
But you got into the bed with him? I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but mixed signals much?
And I was like, okay, but if I do this, doesn't change anything. And he was like, it won't. And I did. But literally, I'm so glad I did, because after that moment, I was like, no, never
Yucky,
again.
yeah.
Never again.
Yucky
This was my answer.
You're like, I'm so
Sticky.
repulsed by so many things happening right now.
Yeah.
To get
And I
out
was
of
drunk
here.
and
Why would you do that?
sad. And I just was like, I miss my family.
And so you need to get laid? The hell?
But yeah, it was.
Again, you shouldn't have said this on a... Her lawyer right now is just like, you son of a bitch! I wonder if she has a lawyer yet.
Good closing of the chapter.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good
Yeah.
closing of the chapter, I guess. Yeah. Thank God I'm normal.
And so the next morning you wake up.
Yeah.
And do you just get more clothes and go back to the hotel?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I never have been back since to sleep there.
Good for you, queen.
How are you managing that with your kids?
Yeah,
So I will go over. So they go to school in the morning. And so he'll take them to school, and then I'll pick them up and then be with them in the evening, put them to bed, and then he'll come back and we just switch off. So I'm going to get a place soon where we can do 50-50, but I just don't want to take them to a hotel.
No.
It would be hard.
I have pools there.
And this
Kids love hotels.
house, obviously, like, do you think he's ready to get rid of this house?
Absolutely not. No.
But you're getting rid of it.
I think it's the best thing to do.
Yeah, like split that shit.
Can we talk about this prenup?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
obviously season 4, we watch you and every woman is like,
Yeah.
no, like you make the
It
money.
was probably fake.
How did this happen? Like, can you explain where are you at with the prenup? Are you okay? Are you going to have to give him 50% of everything you own? Where are we?
So I went to lawyers who are amazing, and they were like, okay, it's actually valid. You don't need a witness signature as long as both of you have signed it, which we have. So
Okay, good.
thank God. I don't have to give him anything for my businesses, but I will have to pay alimony and child support, most
And lots of it because you're wealthy.
likely. And then I might have to do some sort of payout. We haven't gotten there yet because he filed yesterday.
You will. And that's going to be a lot. This guy won the lottery.
So I actually don't know the details of that yet, but I do know like he can't take my business or, anything like that. So I'm happy about
So
that.
he's not entitled to anything with your
No.
business.
No.
That's a complete separate entity.
Yes.
It existed before you met
That should be the way it is anyway.
him. It
Yes.
will continue to exist.
Unless you built it together in a marriage. That's different. If it's something you brought into the marriage and you had a successful business beforehand, then yeah, they're not owed that. But if you built it together in a marriage, you are owed it.
And he never did anything to contribute to it. So
Right. Oh, right. That's probably a clause. Like, how much
Yeah.
did he contribute?
if he
You're
was
like,
working there, maybe, but no.
And when it comes to this, do you feel like at all resentful if there's going to have to be a payout?
A little bit. Kelsey Ballerini has a breakup album that I have been like so resonating with. And I think there was had to give him half. There was like a lyric in there. And I resonate with that so much because I'm like, it sucks that like, yes, I made mistakes in this relationship too. And he does deserve something, but.
When the shoe's on the other foot, listen to the conversation. That's what I'm saying. Because it's usually never this way. It is usually never this way. And the fact that they're just like literally shooting smoke up each other's ass for this. But if it was a wealthy guy who had a divorce and you got more than half a shit, you'd all be celebrating with wine and birthday cakes and shit like that. But it's because it's you. Now it's like, oh, that's not fair. Like, come on. The double standard, it really makes me upset. It's so angering.
All the hard work that I've done, I've built my business up from the ground, me and my family, and you just get to like get a chunk of that. Like if I do have to do that. So because we have kids, I'm okay with it because I want them to have a dad who has some stability. Some stuff. But yeah, just it sucks.
Well, he's going to be the one taking care of them if you're doing reality television and everything anyway. So
how do you feel though? Because
how are you going to watch your kids if you have them 50% of the time? You're so busy that you made him leave his job to come home and take care of the kids. How are you going to do it?
Reference at the beginning of this episode, you said that he put in it was because of the cheating.
Yeah,
it wasn't irreconcilable differences, right? Do you think that's going to be changed? Do you think you are? I mean, you could technically say he also cheated.
That's kind of why I'm willing to talk about it now. I mean, it did get leaked, but because I was like, well, are you trying to get more money out of me? And that's the reason you did that. Well, I'm going to tell them what you did then.
Yeah, but you don't have the definitive proof he has. You're literally on a television show doing it. So he has some text messages and he could just say, I didn't go through with it. You have no proof. And that's not what she thinks is proof is not proof. Okay. Unless you literally have pictures of it going on. There are videos of you doing it. And admitting it on this podcast. So I know what she's trying to do, but I don't think her lawyers were cool with this.
Should be no secrets if you're going to out me like that. So
how do you think he's going to react when he hears you talking about this?
Oh, he's going to hate this. And he's going to mom shame me and say I'm a bad mom for doing this. Which, by the way, I'm not like excited to go like expose this. Like,
you look excited.
It does suck for our children, but I think as a mom.
But I don't give a shit. That's what but I don't care. Because it's, again, and he would be invalid for saying it if he also goes and does the same thing. Because he didn't out you or do any of that shit. Didn't do any of it. He did hold it over your head, which is disgusting. I'll give you that. Right? But he didn't. Okay? But you are. And if he's going to... I'm going to be mom shamed for this. Again, if he does it, then he gets equal amount of shame. But if he doesn't, then yeah, that means something. Because you're like, I don't... but if as soon as you say, I know it's going to hurt my kids, but... I don't want to hear anything else.
What I had to come to terms with is that I will tell my children about my mistakes, my affair, my plastic surgery's gone wrong, this dynamic. I don't want my
You don't have to tell them anything. They can just watch it on TV. You don't have to tell them anything. They're going to have to live through that. This is the legacy you're leaving your children. Everybody knows. You don't have to tell them shit.
Or to ever be treated the way I've been treated. And I'm going to be honest with them. And I think that it's okay to talk about this because A, we're on reality TV. We can't really hide from it. We can't have secrets when you're public. But B, like, I'm going to teach this to my children and tell them what to avoid and what.
Teach them what?
To change, in their lives if this ever happens to them.
And I think that's.
You're going to teach them that their dad is a piece of shit and don't ever go near someone like that? Are you sure you wanted to say that on camera? You're an idiot. And you might be right. And that's all I'm saying. She might be right. But you're a moron legally for saying this shit on the camera. Because his lawyers are sitting here watching this with a team of people taking notes and laughing their ass all the way down for lunch. And it's probably going to be like Shake Shack or In-N-Out.
The right way to approach it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's all you can do is be honest.
Yeah.
Is he still denying the escorts?
I have no idea. I haven't actually talked to him about it in a while. Now that it's leaking, I may hear from him about it, but I haven't brought it up with him since.
It's going to be really interesting to see with the alleged orgies and the escorts, like, are there other people in Dad Talk or that world that were also partaking? Like, there's so...
What does it matter? This has nothing to do with them. But this is Alex Cooper.
Much emphasis on you and especially just the women being these people and we're so focused on their wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what have the men been up to?
No, literally. Like, I do think the rest of the men are angels. Like Jace, Jacob, Connor, like the sweetest men.
Connor cheated on Whitney. So come on. What?
Do not.
You're just throwing your husband under us for cheating on you. Connor did the same thing. And you're cool with it? What? Like, come on, man.
No, absolutely.
What?
I think that Jordan, it sounded like he was partaking in some of this when I was having Jovi is what it sounds like. And that was before he had met any of those guys. I mean, you never know, but like, I really think it was like how he's been for a while.
Okay, how do you think your divorce will impact Mom Talk and just the future?
No one gives a shit.
filming in general?
That's a good question. Right now, I think we're all trying to survive. So we're like, let's not worry about cameras. Let's just get through this storm. But I think we are all excited to pick back up and just like continue to tell these stories. I mean, the fact that this is all happening while we're down, like my divorce, I didn't plan that. But I think it also shows that I made this decision for the right reasons. Because Jordan would always tell me, like, you do things for the show. Like, you're just separating from me for the show. But I'm like, no, I did this with cameras down. So that shows you I'm serious.
None of that conversation was filmed.
Nothing, no.
And then he goes to TMZ. Mm-hmm. And now you're here in long form getting to tell your truth.
Yeah.
Your truth. There it is. As soon as you say the your truth shit, your side of the story. Let's just call it your side of the story. Because there's 3 sides.
Wow. So now when cameras pick back up, you're going to essentially have to...
fill in the gaps.
Yeah, fill in the gaps.
And I'm sure if we pick back up soon too, like more is going to happen.
Canceled.
This isn't over.
How does it feel to sit here and tell your story?
It feels surreal. You know what's so crazy is I in season 4, I was like, I really want to go on Call Her Daddy. I had said that. And I was like, maybe I'll get to for season 3 because I just love you. Okay. But the timing wasn't right. It wasn't right. And now it is.
Well, girl. Yeah. We were like, but now I'm getting to...
And then you're only going to go on the show because you have all this tea. It's not like she wanted you on her show before. You were not interesting enough. And the only time you're interested enough is when the tea hits. What does that tell you? Yucky.
So I guess this war...
Well, I would have come on 6 months ago and tried to protect him and been like, we're working through it. It wouldn't have been genuine. And now I get to be free and like tell my story, so it feels really good.
It is so...
That's your children's father.
Sad and also, like you said, healing of like, yes, there's been so much damage done from the relationship. Yes, the fact that you are now able to look back and be like, that was an emotionally abusive relationship. I don't want my children to ever go through something like that. I don't want to continue to go through something like that. I need to leave. I do think it's also a testament to people watching of like how hard it is to leave something.
Oh my gosh.
That is abusive. You just said, I've been thinking about this, Jordan, for 4 years. And when someone sits there and is like, but why didn't you leave? Like, go back to what we've talked about, the manipulation, the way, the control, all the things. The fact that you just, a normal situation would be, I want a divorce. And they'd say, oh my God, well, okay, I get. It's like, no, you're not healed. Yeah. You're not in your right mind.
No, she eventually did leave. So why didn't she leave? She should have left. And the reasoning is because Montauk's on a pause, and they don't want to lose their forward motion, and so she did it now.
It's constant.
And I still have those thoughts now. I'm still like, even doing this, I'm like, he's going to be so mad. Do I need to protect him? Like, that's my inner voice right now.
How are you pushing?
You're not listening to your inner voice though.
Through that and not self-sabotaging and going back to him.
He pissed me off yesterday by filing, so I'm like, I'm going to burn it down. Oh. Shouldn't have done that.
You're like, you know what? This
Luffy! My kids are in the middle of this.
You're doing
it.
I probably would have been a little bit nicer.
He did try to tell me because I was like, I'm done talking to you. We have to work through a third party for the kids. Now he goes, well, you did this. Just remember that. You wanted this. And I'm like, I didn't go to TMZ. You did this. You started this war.
Right. I wasn't going to make it messy, but now we're going to go to TMZ.
Yep. He started the online stuff.
It. Yep. Okay.
Just super mature.
Dating.
Oh.
Like, what are you feeling? Are you going to take...
No good man worth his salt is going to be like, you know what? I can heal her. It's over for you. You're never going to find a good man, ever. Putting all this shit on the internet, being in reality television, like, no. It's over.
Some time before you jump back in, is there anyone that you would be interested in?
Marciano.
Like, what are we feeling?
Oh my gosh. Alex, I haven't dated since I was 20. Like, I got married at 21, married Jordan right after. Like, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm like a giddy 15-year-old. Like, I'm like, how do I date? Like,
except you're like 38.
I have no clue.
Okay, you can't rush into anything.
That's my mistake.
Jessi?
Oh my God, don't rush. Okay.
I'm so impulsive. You know me already.
I'm like, for your first husband to then Jordan.
Harry Jowsey's out there. Slut.
You're like, and it's like, I get it. It's easier to not be alone at first because you're like, it's the comfort. And right now you're like, I don't want to sleep in a hotel room. Yeah. Like alone.
No, I know. Trust me, I know.
No jumping into something too quick.
Trust me, I won't.
Like you can date.
I want to date.
Who are you, Alex? Let her do what she wants to. Who are you?
I want to like not be tied down.
Apparently, Alex Cooper moved next to Miley Cyrus because she's a super fan. That's pretty gross, and Miley Cyrus called her out for it.
I have my freedom back, so I don't want to like jump into anything. Like I'm sure I'll have guys I talk to and stuff, and like that's where I need to like be careful because I could like jump into something without realizing it, you know. But no, I want to like go date and have fun and like meet new people. I don't even know what my type is anymore. Like who should I date? I don't know.
I know, and
take that picture, Tyce.
I think there's something really exciting about. I think the world will be really interested to see you single.
Yeah.
Not just because it's going to be fun for content of dating. More so it's like, what is Jessi like alone and in her power?
She's the same. She's literally going to be the same person that she is. Same.
And in her mind of just like being confident and getting back to that place that like we probably haven't been able to fully see on TV.
Oh my gosh. Chase from the show, I was talking to him because he's been divorced and he's been helping me through this, and he said to me the other day,
the man who has a warrant for his arrest.
This is what you've accomplished being held back. Like, this is going to be scary to see what you can do. And I was like, you're right. Like, I can do anything.
What are you going to do? You solve world hunger? What are you going to do? You're going to do nothing. You're going to do jizz hair, and you're going to do a stupid reality television show. These people think that these are accomplishments. They're like, look, no holding you back now. From what? You don't give a shit. You are a net detriment to society as a whole. Shut up.
Such a good point.
Man, these people. Get you someone who loves you like these people love each other, man. Holy shit.
Yes,
You
I was like,
could
I'm
literally
for president.
held
Like,
down.
no, literally, yes. But I've accomplished so much doing that. So I'm like excited to spread my wings and just be like, no, I can do whatever I want.
No, I'm really excited for you.
No, like, totally. No, like, yeah.
And I think that even again, to see the internet's reaction being like, bitch, thank God. Like, get out of here. Like,
Yes.
get rid of
Yes,
him. Let's
bitch.
go. Like, the whole season felt like we were just like, so you're getting a divorce or not? Or
Yeah,
what?
everyone's like, leave that man. Oh,
Yes.
the minute the show came out, I woke up to hundreds of comments of like, leave him. And I just like didn't tell Jordan. I'm sure he saw it.
I'm
But
sure he saw.
Yeah, but no, the fact that this is being celebrated, Miranda said that in the season. She's like, the fact that, also Miranda, like, shout out, like, my friends, all of them, like,
They're not your friends. They don't like you.
Michaela, Macy, Miranda, Layla, Taylor, like, they have been there for me so much. So I just want to give them a shout out. But Miranda told me, like, this is going to be celebrated. And it has. And it's, like,
It has
been the
been.
craziest feeling.
Even when he's trying to play dirty.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, and she's not trying to play dirty by going on this show. Okay. Like, come on. Just at least acknowledge it. Stop.
Before we go, we have to do a little rapid fire.
All right.
Will there be a season 4 reunion, you think?
Oh my gosh, I actually have no idea. I don't know because we're on a pause now. It probably would have filmed soon. Maybe. Do people want it? I guess sound off.
Yes. Who
Stand up.
in Mom Talk are you closest with right now?
Miranda.
Macy, Michaela. They're my best friends. I love them.
When was the last time you talked to Demi?
I haven't talked to Denise
Yesterday.
since the season 3
Oh.
reunion. You guys saw it.
How do you feel about
It's because they both made out with Marciano.
your relationship?
So, mean to me. It's been interesting.
It's Demi.
I wish her the best. I had a
No, you don't.
lot of issues with her. I don't think it was a friendship that was meant to last, but I do wish her happiness. And if I have to see her again, I could be cordial, but it's just not meant to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. Has anyone heard from Ben since last season?
Who's Ben?
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah.
Okay. Who is currently in the group chat? Has anyone left?
Oh gosh, no. So, okay. Sorry, Taylor, but we do have a group chat with Taylor and then we have one without her because of all this, but not talking badly, but how we were
Yeah, you are.
coordinating how to handle the film pause.
Of course.
But no, everyone's in it.
What was your opinion on Harry Jesse coming to meet up with Mom Talk while everyone was in LA?
Okay, well, first of all, me and Jordan were leaving as he came in, so I was like,
Jordan and I.
and Jordan hates Harry Jowsey because of me cheating. So I was like, Jordan, don't say
Kidding. You did.
anything. So I was like kind of nervous, but so glad we were leaving. Harry doesn't know this, by the way, and we talk a lot, so I'm sorry, Harry.
Hey, Harry.
But no, I watched that scene back and I was like, this is the best TV I've ever seen. The fact that he's like, I'm gonna cry right now. And his
So
face-
overwhelmed.
It was iconic. I loved it.
It wasn't iconic. Stop saying iconic for shit that's not iconic. Stupid assholes.
How do you feel about how the Unwell event and Macy's book event drama played out?
I felt so bad because I was so excited to do Unwell, and we ended up plot twist doing it.
Yes.
So it worked out for the best. And Macy and Michaela came too, so it was great. But no, I had no idea because we had talked about me hosting her book event, and then Unwell came up, and she had texted me being like, "Hey, I just need to know which one you're doing. No big deal." So I didn't think it mattered. But then when I
It mattered.
heard how sad she was, I was like, Macy and Michaela have been there for me through so much. I think you see me say that, and I was like, Macy, I would never want you to think anything was more important
Then you should have just done it.
than you. And it was an immediate like,
But it was more important to you to do a stupid, shitty ass, unwell garbage thing.
I'll do this.
What terms are Jen and Whitney currently on?
I don't think they're talking at the moment, but I do think that when a season comes out, you all self-reflect a little bit. And I think that's happening. And I think they'll probably be able to get back to a good place.
What was your reaction when Jen sent her husband in place to speak to Whitney?
It's just never a good move for the man
Apparently, Zach said that was the producer's thing.
to be the one to like yell at another woman. Like, even if Whitney was in the wrong, which I don't necessarily think she was, like him going at her just, ugh.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think is the future of Dad Talk?
I think it'll be done. I don't
Good.
think it can continue. I think the world has spoken and
No, man. That's not evidence of anything because the shittiest people are the most famous on TikTok. So, it's if anything, it's going to get bigger.
done.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to set the record straight on, clear the air on, whether it's with Jordan, whether it's with other people from the cast, rumors, whatever it be?
I mean, not specifically anything other than just like remember that we are real people with real lives and you see this much of our life.
And it's fake.
It's cut down, it's edited. We film a scene for 4 hours and you see 4 minutes, you know? So just remembering that there's always more to the story and give people grace because
No, you don't get grace.
we're all going through it right now. And just any woman that's been in a situation like mine, like you're worthy and you're enough and you can do it.
Okay,
And if it's your money, none his. But if it's his money, it's your money.
I need you to now go find out about the orgies.
I know, literally. I'm gonna hear.
No, like, totally. No, like, I would. How many views does this video have now? 563,000 views. There's going to be millions of views on this. They are gross. They are both gross people, but Jessi has more to lose here. Now Jordan's going to go online, spill everything about her. This is going to be fun. She has very good PR and business training. No, There was some shit she said in this interview. Her lawyers are going to be so upset. Love that for her. Okay, but her hair is good. I think Jordan and Dakota did this all together because Jordan told Dakota about what was going on. I agree with that. That's the sad thing about him leaking before I did. Jessi, stop lying about the timeline. You got married in October. Okay, interesting. Jessi's a real one. The girls need to step up and not have any of the dad talk on the next season. Blah, blah, blah. It's obviously going to be like this. Her audience is going to be like, yes, Queen Slay all the way through. But it's very interesting. More evident than not, as it has always been, this is a long video, sorry about that, is that they are just all bad, gross people. And you should stop watching this shit and stop idolizing these people. They're assholes, a lot of them. They do not offer anything good for you. They are not good for you. None of them, ever. They're all terrible people. Why do you like these people? What do they give you in your life that you're like, I'm glad they're in my life. I'm glad I watched this. What do you get? The feeling of superiority? Because I would understand that. Because you're better than them. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. It's probably the longest video I've ever done in this channel, by the way. I usually split those things up into two, but I had to get through it because I don't ever want to see that again. But she's in deep legal shit now. She did that. Agree or not agree? Leave a comment below what you think. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. And if your husband is the only breadwinner in the family, I need you to know something. That's also your money. Okay? Because you guys are a unit together, and it should be. And if it's not the case, damn, I'm sorry for you. Okay? Because that's bullshit. And the double standard here made me very angry. Upset. But thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. You're some kind of something. I'll see you next time.